Since the Phoenix Cardinals moved to the Valley of the Sun, they've had only 3 sellout games. But tonight they'll have a record crowd as over 73,000 will be on hand. The game being billed as the biggest contest in their 6-year history in Phoenix. The Cards hoping to establish some credibility with a win as they play host to the defending world champion Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys trying to make it 6 in a row over the Phoenix Cardinals. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Bender. The Super Bowl champion Cowboys at 0-2 are a very disturbed team. They got a big emotional lift this Thursday when Emmitt Smith gave up his 63-day holdout to become the highest paid running back in the National Football League. And this Cowboy team is ecstatic about his return. And now, Pat Haden, with number 22 back in the fold, there's no more distractions, no more excuses for not winning football games.
Well, Gary, when you think about it, these really should be the best of times for the Dallas Cowboys. Coming off a Super Bowl win, a very young football team. They weren't ravaged by free agency, but it has been a tumultuous start of the season for them. But as you mentioned, Emmitt Smith is back. Now, he won't start tonight, Jimmy Johnson told us. But it's funny, as we get closer to the game, Jimmy Johnson is kind of hedging his bets about playing him more and more. Yesterday, he said to us, hey, I'm really worried about getting him injured. I'd like not to play him at all because we have a bye next week. But he says, I may insert him late in the second quarter and then in the second half. But regardless of the fact that whether he's here or not, the real reason the Cowboys are 0-2 is turnovers. They have had 8 turnovers this year, including 6 fumbles. They only had 9 all of last year. And with or without Emmitt Smith, you can't turn the ball over that much.
Well, Pat, I tell you, in the first 2 weeks, the Cowboys special teams haven't been special. They have scored 0 points. At this time a year ago, they had registered 16.
Well, you know, if you're a Super Bowl team, you've got to be able to win on special teams, and they did, particularly early last season for the Cowboys. Got off to a great start in their first 2 games when they began to block punts, and you're going to see here a couple of block punts early in the year for the Cowboys. Now, the special teams provided 16 points. This is the block against the Giants for a touchdown, and then later against the Redskins, a block punt by Isaac Holt led to a safety. And then a man that hasn't been talked much about is missing from this team, and that is Kelvin Martin. This is the guy that on free agency went up to Seattle, but returned 2 punts last year for touchdowns. Now, you see what's happened. 16 points a year ago, none this year, and the 2 fumbled punts. They do miss Kelvin Martin.
Yeah, and both those inside the 30-yard line. Well, the Cardinals have suffered through back-to-back 4 and 12 seasons. But they signed 7 free agents. They had a brilliant draft, and now they think they're ready to step forward in a big way to prove they're a good football team.
Well, that's just what Gary Clark, one of those free agents, said to us yesterday. We have to prove we're a good football team. And it really started with the draft. They had the 3rd pick of the draft, and they drafted Garrison Hurst in that position. Now, the Cardinals are hoping that Garrison Hurst can provide the same kind of spark that Emmitt Smith did early on when he was a rookie with the Cowboys. In the first game, he gained 3 yards. Second game, he gained 76 yards, and they're going to feature him tonight. Joe Bugle says we're going to spoon feed him to the Cowboys. Now, the other part of this new look Cardinals is the free agents. See the Fab Four. Steve Berline will start at quarterback. Cecil, Booty, and Clark. They all come from winning programs, and what they have provided is confidence and an attitude, and that is desperately what this Cardinal team needs.
Well, Jimmy Johnson smiling a little bit yesterday at our meetings because number 22, Emmitt Smith, is back into the fold. Jimmy Johnson expecting a very physical football game. Last year, his team winning here 16-10. And Joe Bugle, well, he has been given an edict that he must win 9 games or he will not keep his job. So they got off on very shaky footing, losing to the Eagles and then beat the Skins, the biggest win for Joe Bugle since he's been the head coach. Temperature 93 degrees. It will cool considerably now as the wind is really not a factor and the sun starts to set behind the stands on the west side as Greg Davis will get ready to kick off. The Cowboys have won the toss. They have elected to receive a very unusual kickoff formation by Phoenix.
Yeah, they're in a position for an onside kick as well as coverage. It is unusual. They'll spread out and kick it.
Calvin Williams and Brock Marion, both rookies, are back deep for Dallas. There'll be no return here. And so Troy Aikman, the Super Bowl MVP, will come out to run the team at quarterback. He's one of the game's elite. Last week against the Bills, he attempted a career-high 45 passes. He's had to carry more of a load because of Emmitt being out of there. Great poise, quick release, and so accurate with his throws. He'll start from the 20 as we begin here at Sun Devil Stadium. Lassick, the rookie from Alabama. Darrell Johnston in the backfield. Play action by Aikman to throw on the first play of the game. Complete to Michael Irvin. He has a first down out to the 37. Make that Alvin Harper. Harper coming up with the catch, a 17-yard gain on the play. Let's look offensively now at the Dallas Cowboys. We mentioned Aikman. Lassick is a guy who's probably as happy as anyone that Emmitt Smith is back. We have a man shaken up, by the way, for the Cardinals, and Aeneas Williams. Tuine coming off of his best year. Newton and Stepnoski to the Pro Bowl last year for the Dallas Cowboys. But Aeneas Williams, who figures so big in this game because he's their best cover guy, is down.
Well, not only that, Gary, that's a critical injury because Lorenzo Lynch, their other starting corner, is not starting tonight because of a pulled groin. So right now, both starting corners for the Cardinals are injured.
Dexter Davis starting in place of this guy, Lorenzo Lynch. We're going to go back now and pick up the injury to Aeneas Williams.
Now, when you play against the Cardinals, they play a lot of zone. And when the ball arrives to the receiver, there's going to be a lot of bodies around the ball. And sometimes you can hit your own players. And that's what happened right there. Aeneas Williams got hit by one of his own players, Stowe, number 90, the middle linebacker.
Williams off. Chris Oldham comes in to replace him. So it's a first down catch by Harper for 17 yards out to the 37. Johnston comes in motion. Lassick with the ball to the 40, trying to get outside. He'll be dropped at the 41. Oldham, who just checked in, comes up to make the stop. The Cardinals defensively go to a big nickel package, which basically is a 4-2-5. And they will alternate a lot of people. Watch number 98. Eric Swan is soon going to be in the Pro Bowl. Ken Harvey had 3 sacks a week ago. Now the secondary already having some problems. Williams out of there. And as Pat mentioned, Dexter Davis getting the starting call. 2nd and 5. Play action again by Aikman's got a lot of time, and he's on target. Michael Irvin steps out of bounds with a first down at the 42-yard line of Phoenix.
Gary, this is the type of game that Troy Aikman is going to complete a lot of passes. I mean, even if Emmitt Smith were in the game, they'd be throwing the ball a lot. They play a soft zone, and they try to keep everything in front of them. But I expect to see Novacek catch a bunch of balls. You're going to see Darrell Johnston, the fullback, catch a bunch of balls. And he's gone twice to Harper now and once to Michael Irvin.
2 17-yard completions to Harper and now to Michael Irvin. Novacek, the tight end in motion. Handoff, straight ahead comes Lassick. Lassick inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Tyrone Stowe made the stop there.
Okay, they came out and tried to trap Eric Swan. He's number 98 here who's going to come in. The guard's going to come around and trap him. It's one of the things you want to do with a guy who gets off the ball as quickly as Eric Swan has done the first 2 games of the season. So they come out and trap him. They've thrown the ball to both wide receivers, and they've run a couple of plays. A nice opening drive here for the Cowboys.
2nd and 3 now from the 34 of Phoenix. The late handoff to Lassick. He's got the first down, and he's going to be stopped in at the 28-yard line. Chris Oldham up to make the stop. I tell you, Lassick has played pretty doggone well when you figure that he has had so much pressure on him due to the absence of Emmitt Smith. He's now carried the ball 3 times for 18 yards, and that'll be another first down.
Yeah, he's a good runner. He is a good runner, is Lassick. But when you make a mistake on him, he doesn't score a touchdown. I mean, when you make a mistake on Emmitt Smith, it costs you 6. Now, the lead block by Johnson, number 48, a good lead blocker. He gets stuffed. And then it's number 79, Eric Williams, the right tackle, who threw the other key block downfield.
First down from the 28-yard line. Lassick again breaks 2 tackles, flag on the play as he is able to get to the 23-yard line. Lassick showing very good quickness. Freddie Joe Nunn there to make the stop. And the preliminary signal is going to be holding against Dallas. Howard Rowe, the referee.
There was a hold, but you know the thing about the Cowboys is they have emerging stars in virtually every position.
Holding. Number 61 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
And one of those emerging stars is the right tackle, Eric Williams, number 79. He's going to come out here and trap out here. Now, again, it's the holding penalty, not on he, but someone else. But he kicks out, and that created a huge hole for Lassick. And even in the offensive line, the Cowboys have playmakers. And that's what makes it even more shocking that they're 0-2 at this point in the season.
John Kiesick expected to be back after the bye week. He is dressed. He's getting a starting right guard. 1st and 20. Aikman. Daryl Johnston, the fullback. The ball comes loose, but I think it's been ruled down and has. Boy, did Johnston take a shot that time from Dexter Davis, but he held on enough for the catch to set it up at the 32.
Yeah, and if the Cardinals are going to win this game, it's precisely what they're going to have to do, Gary. When you play the zone defense, you let the guy catch it in front of you, and then you rally. And then what happens there, you better secure the ball after the catch, otherwise they're going to pop you, the Cardinals, and they're going to create turnovers. That is the whole philosophy of Fritz Shurmur's defense.
So they get 5 of those 10 yards back. It's now 2nd and 15. Aikman 3 of 3 for 39 yards. Got a lot of time and sorts everyone out and eventually hits Johnston again, and Johnston to the 25-yard line. It still will be 7 yards short of the first down. A 3rd down coming up.
Gary, one of the very key players is Novacek right here. Now watch, he's going to get off the line here without getting bumped. Now the ball was not thrown to him, but if you don't bump him and jam him in the line of scrimmage, Jay Novacek may catch 100 passes tonight.
What was it they were saying? Troy Aikman said he is a wide receiver playing tight end.
He says he sees the same thing that I see.
3rd and 7 now for Dallas. No score, first drive of the game. Aikman, a little slant inside, and they make it to the 15-yard line, and that'll be enough for the first down. Alvin Harper with his 2nd catch of the game, a 10-yard completion.
Well, Norv Turner, the offensive coordinator of the Cowboys, said yesterday about Alvin Harper, he was the difference at the end of the year last year because he can play quickly, just like Michael Irvin. Big targets on slants. I mean, the Cowboys, with both receivers, have great size in Irvin and Harper. But Turner said about Harper, he was the reason we scored a lot of points in the playoffs because Alvin Harper really came on as a receiver.
Jimmy Johnson has to like what he sees. First down from the 15. Aikman to Lassick to the 10. Boy, they are really mixing it up well. Aikman has not missed a pass. He's 5 of 5. And then he's gone to Lassick to soften him up in the middle. It'll be at the 11-yard line. 2nd down and 6.
Watch the lead block by number 48, Daryl Johnston. Again, he is a great combination blocker and receiver. They don't use Johnston much as a runner, but perhaps the best combination of receiver and blocker at the fullback position in the NFL.
This is what's happened thus far. 10th play of the drive. Johnston, the fullback. Johnston didn't carry the ball all that much. They use him a lot as a receiver as well as an outstanding blocker, getting the effort there, and it'll go to a 3rd down.
Well, once every lunar eclipse or so, they toss him one.
Little bone there for Johnston, who missed almost the entire preseason. He broke the ring finger on his left hand, and he's playing without the brace, which had really hindered his play. And feels like he's back in now to mid-season form.
Now here's where the Cardinal defense has to respond at 3rd and 2. Force the field goal attempt by a new kicker, Eddie Murray, for the Cowboys. But the defense has to respond.
3rd and 3 now. 8:08 to go in the first quarter. Delayed handoff to Lassick. Lassick's got it. He's got the touchdown. Dallas takes the lead. Well, I don't know if this guy inspired him, but they looked awfully good. Emmitt Smith had to be pleased with what his protege, Derek Lassick, did on that drive. He just took it in to score.
Maybe they can save him again, but that for the Green Bay game. But that was an incredibly impressive opening drive. I mean, that makes a statement.
And that quiets a crowd when you're on the road. Eddie Murray, their new kicker, adds a point after. It's 7-0 Dallas.
Yeah, we talked about Daryl Johnston as a receiver and as a lead blocker. Watch number 48, the left part of the screen again. The lead block on the middle linebacker, Walderstead. He cuts inside. And when you throw lead blocks like that, your tailback, whether he's a rookie or not, is going to get into the end zone.
His first in the NFL.
Very nice, Gary.
Good, thank you.
Very nice
how far
start.
was the touchdown run? 8 yards.
Hey, Joe Vencius or Peter or somebody? Yeah, let's keep track of Daryl Johnson setting things up. He's got a couple of lead blocks. He's caught a pass now. I mean, let's keep a package of Daryl Johnston together. He's a guy that's thrown some key lead blocks here. He's caught the ball.
What was the yards on it?
Yeah, I mean, that's another one. I mean, that's another shot.
I tell you what, this is exactly what the Cardinals didn't want to have happen. You know, have somebody.
But Peter, just keep a couple of plays of Johnston together as we put a package together. Okay, watch the short kickoff here by Eddie Murray. Right, Gary?
Yep.
Okay. You got it.
Yeah. Thank you.
They know when the red light goes on, don't they now? He's not even wasting any energy until he sees that red light. I know. No, he's getting ready. Watch as soon as that red light goes on. Oh, do you?
The rookie from Alabama, the national championship Crimson Tide team, with his first touchdown in the NFL. He was the first rookie running back to start an opener for a defending world champion in the history of the NFL. And now with Emmett around, he seems to be playing a lot better. Eddie Murray kicking off. They're concerned about his short kickoffs, and you see why. Johnny Bailey will take it. Bailey the 20. Bailey had a 43-yard return earlier this year on a kickoff. And so Steve Berline, the former Dallas Cowboy, coming over by free agency, had a shaky start in game 1 against the Eagles. He said, I was just pressing, but he rebounded last week against the Skins. Outstanding leader. He just exudes confidence. He's really made this team believe they can be a winner. He's been a very contagious type atmosphere that he's created. Very accurate passer, too.
His confidence is desperately needed by this Cardinal team. Now he's got to go prove there's a reason to be confident.
Down 7-0. First time they have the football. Walter Reeves in motion. Play action. Berline rolling out. Butch Roll. That's his first catch of the year. He's the H-back, and Butch Roll takes it to the 27-yard line. Let's look now at this Phoenix offensive core. We mentioned Berline. Garrison Hirsch, you're going to see a lot of him. They think he has greatness ahead of him. Clark, the former Redskin, who had a big game last week against his former teammates. Sharp, one of the best at that backside tackle. And Mark May, he's the old warrior. He'll be 34 in November. Second down and 4. Garrison Hurst able to get to the 31, very close to the first down. He needed to get to the 31 and a half. Last week he carried the ball 22 times for 76 yards. Defensively, Dallas will use a lot of people. Casillas and Maryland, those starting. They've been battling back from injuries. Haley's the guy that just stirs it up. Robert Jones, second-year guy, started as a rookie. Ken Norton leading them in tackles thus far. And Darren Woodson, this is the guy that's really gotten the attention of Jimmy Johnson. He says he's everything I wanted. It was a first down to the 32-yard line. Again, it's Hurst. They want to establish him early, as Pat was saying, and he'll take it out to the 39. That's a pretty good way to establish a runner, isn't it? As he looks good that time. He sees the field so well. They talk about his vision as a runner.
Yeah, he is, and they want him to get the feel. But you've got to always account for Charles Haley. I mean, even when you run away from him, you give him a little shot there and you think you have him stopped. But when you have a cutback runner like you have in Garrison Hurst, who may go anywhere, you have to stay on your blocks, particularly when it's against Charles Haley.
Gain of 7 on the last play, 2nd and 3. Berline with time, near sideline. Ricky Prohl makes the catch, and that'll be a first down. Prohl will go out at the 48-yard line of Phoenix. Larry Brown over to make the stop. And Prohl has not caught that many balls, but they want to throw more to him today, and that's a good way to get him started.
Ricky Prohl is a quality receiver, but when you give a guy this much cushion on a second and short yardage, three or 4 yards, it's just easy takings, easy pickings for a first down. Now, again, what do you set up with a pass like that? You come back and run the hook and go later, or a post. It's what you set up in the first quarter that sets up the fourth quarter.
for the Cardinals now, close to the midfield stripe on this drive, trying to answer Dallas's initial drive. Here's Hurst. Tony Tolbert had him. He got away from him. And Hurst gets to the 45 on a remarkable second effort. Darren Woodson eventually made the tackle after Hurst ran out of Tolbert's arms.
Well, you know, Joe Bugel said about Garrison Hurst, he's liable to run anywhere, and that's one of his strengths. And you get him in the I formation, and he's not a little guy. I mean, he's 215 pounds. He can break some arm tackles, as he did right there of Tony Tolbert. And again, what they're hoping that he can do is run the ball, create an 8-man front. We have to bring the strong safety up to stop the run, and then throw the ball. But you got to run the ball with Garrison Hurst first.
Second down and 4 from the 45. Burline, far side, Prohl again, and Prohl has a first down catch. Ricky Prohl will be grounded short of the 35 by Thomas Everett. And this Phoenix team is looking just as sharp as Dallas did when they had the football.
Yeah, they're responding. And I'll tell you, one guy who's happy about Ricky Prohl catching some early passes, not only Joe Bugel, it's Gary Clark. Because when you start throwing the ball to Ricky Prohl, it means that Gary Clark sooner or later is going to get the single coverage they're looking for.
Nobody has thrown an incomplete pass in this game. Aikman 5 of 5, Burline 3 for 3. Of the 36, first down. Hurst trying to bend it back, maybe a half yard that time. Thomas Everett there to make the stop. Hurst missed the entire preseason, and there are times he's hesitant running the ball. Sometimes, Pat, they wish he'd just go for it.
Yeah, what they're saying is the offensive linemen are saying he's got to trust them a little bit more and stay with the hole. I mean, in college, you can bounce it outside and outrun a lot of people. In professional football, there's not a lot of open spaces. So the offensive linemen have talked with him this week about, hey, trust me, hang in there with me. Let the hole develop before you try to make a 40-yard run. Make a 4-yard run first.
Second down, virtually 10 to go. That's Butch Roll in motion. Pressure up the middle. Burline trying to get out of it. He won't. Russell Maryland wrestles him down. But pressure coming up the middle, chased him, flushed it out of the play, and Maryland then was able to finish it, and a loss back to the 45-yard line.
Russell Maryland's first step always causes a lot of commotion in the backfield. I mean, he just ran right around Mark May, number 73, to make the play. And Maryland was talking to us yesterday about, hey, I'd love to be in third downs more. He's kind of a first and second down guy. They take him out in pass rush situations, but he's got a terrific first step, and he can really cause some penetration.
He's really been slowed with a turf toe, but now feels he's come back from that. 3rd and 19. That is Randall Hill in, number 81 in motion. Burline over the middle, flag on the play. Larry Centers makes the catch. He's to the 39 of Dallas. But there's a penalty flag thrown at the feet of Burline, and let's see what this is all about. Going to be holding against Phoenix. Joe Bugel, who was the guy
Holding,
who started the
number
original
73
Hogs
offense. Penalties decline. Brings up 4th down.
in Washington, and he doesn't like those holding calls, so they'll have to get rid of the football. As Rich Camarillo will come in and punt, and there was some concern whether Camarillo would be able to punt today. He pulled the calf muscle in the warm-ups last week and didn't punt until Thursday of this week. Kevin Williams, the rookie, back to receive it. Pat Beach, the snapper. Trying to angle it to the near side, and the ball is going to be hit too far into the end zone for the touchback, which you love.
I hate that. I mean, just gave up 20 yards.
So it's a 39-yard punt, but the Cowboys will have it at the 20-yard line. Dallas with a 7-0 lead, and they get the football for the second time.
Good start there, Gary.
Yeah,
Very
thank you.
nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
Okie dokie.
I think this.
Yeah.
Let's
hear it.
Yeah, that might be kind of interesting.
Hey, Peter. Okay, I can try. Talk to me a little bit more.
Well, you know.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Maybe I thought that was a comparison between Lassick and Smith in their first 2 games, but that. Yeah. Okay, that's good.
That's fine.
Yep. Look at this. Yeah, he's his hero now.
It's a nice shot there of Haley. Wow.
Keep watching. If you happen to see Emmett, don't let us forget. They may not need him now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they score here. Boy, this first quarter's gone fast.
How many minutes?
2:19 left.
Wow, 2 long drives.
Yep. Yeah, but that won't stop anything. Oh, that, I thought you meant that out there.
Aeneas Williams came back in. Was he in before?
Yeah,
he came
back.
Okay.
Dallas coming on the road, and they've quieted this crowd after that impressive drive of 80 yards earlier. They get the ball for the second time. Lassick was impressive in the first series, 5 carries, 30 yards. Hurst, on the other hand, 4 for 17. And, of course, Derrick with his first touchdown ever in the NFL. From the 20, end around reverse. Kevin Williams, and the rookie from Miami of Florida brings it out to the 30, just short of the first down. John Booty reacting finally. This guy has such speed. He's around a 4.2 40 guy.
He is fast, but big old Nate Newton, number 61. I mean, he was trying to block someone. He knew he had a fast guy behind him in Kevin Williams. And all 303 pounds, and Nate Newton was out there. He didn't hit anybody, but he looked good.
I tell you, that's not as much weight as he used to carry out there.
Well, you know, they used to just kind of spread some oil and vinegar and let him graze out in the end zone before the games.
They called him the kitchen. Second down, less than a yard to go. Johnston, the fullback, and he appears to have the first down across the 30 to the 31.
So what have the Cowboys done? They've used virtually everyone in their offense. Their offensive line, as we talked about, having playmakers, they've used those guys, particularly Eric Williams and Poles and such. They've used Michael Irvin and Alvin Harper. Lassick has scored. Daryl Johnson's thrown some key blocks. Of course, Emmitt Smith has not played. Jay Novacek hasn't caught a pass, but he has been open. But they use all their players, and they use them in the best way they can. Take advantage of all their talents.
First down from the 31 for the Cowboys. 7-0 Dallas. Aikman, a lot of time going up top, far sideline. The ball is up, and the catch is made by Alvin Harper, a sliding grab, and that was a remarkable catch. He had a defender all over him, a 44-yard grab to the 25-yard line of Phoenix.
2 years ago, Alvin Harper couldn't make this adjustment. But Alvin Harper has made this Cowboy team a much more difficult team to defend, because now you can throw him any kind of route, and now he'll adjust to the ball. It's not just catching the perfectly thrown pass, it's the one that's not thrown so well, and yet you still go after it and make the play.
Alvin Harper sets him up at the 25. Novacek in motion. Lassick carrying the football, breaking tackles. He gets 5 as he takes it to the 20. And that has been a very fast first quarter, as Dallas, with 2 very good drives, they've gotten to the end zone once, and they're headed there again. And we have a Cardinals shaken up. It's Chuck Cecil. We'll check his status out when we return. We played the first 15 minutes. 7-0 Dallas. Chuck Cecil. Well, maybe he's all right.
He's a tough guy.
You know what, guys?
This is
exactly what I figured. This is exactly what I knew. I've been here too many times. Damn.
Yeah, here he goes with his wheeze again. Holy smokes, Gary. It's embarrassing.
That's a beautiful place to be, though, isn't it?
It is. It's gorgeous.
South Central LA.
We're finally outside. We're not in a dome.
We could be in your alma mater and be in danger.
Thank you very much. Well, you got to be tough to live there, Gary. That's why you'd never make it.
That's true. I know better.
Okay, so we have, what is it, second and what? Second and
5. Lassick looks pretty good to me.
Hey, are you taping that? I mean, that's reflective. Like, you know, they're having some fun. They're relaxed. They're, you know, I love that. I mean, I'd come back and show that with Michael Irvin and he, if you could. Oh,
Are you? You got one? No, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Boy, that was a fast quarter, wasn't it? Or was it just me? Is he? 101 yards already. Gee.
Well, they had 100. They had 150 total yards in the first quarter.
That's a good stat.
Did you?
Well, the Dallas Cowboys have played very well in this game. Aikman is 6 of 6 for 101 yards. They have a 150 yards of total offense in the first 15 minutes. As we start the second quarter, 2nd and 5 from the 20. Harper goes in motion. Lassick will get to the 20, and that's about all. Pretty good fill that time for the safety spot by Michael Zordich. Also Eric Swan. It'll bring up a 3rd down, still 5.
You know, Gary, we were just talking about Phoenix, and they've been in this position before early in the season with a big game at home, and they've never quite responded. And you know, this is a game they can't afford to get Dallas get up 14 points. I mean, this is one of those turning point 3rd downs for the Cardinal defense. They have to stop, forcing the field goal, force the field goal attempt.
You got so many windows of opportunity, and they need to take advantage of it. 3rd and 5. Aikman, far side, Novacek, and Novacek ties for the 1st down, and he got it. Novacek able to get inside the 15-yard line. John Booty finally caught up with him. Here's a guy last year that led all tight ends with 68 catches.
Well, you know, the consistency of Jay Novacek, over 60 catches over the last 3 years, 84. See, they don't jam him. I think if you don't jam Jay Novacek and you let him get started, he's going to kill you. And he's got the hands of a wide receiver. Well, it's kind of a half a catch there, but he got it.
Kind of massaged that ball.
He did. But you have to jam him at the line of scrimmage. He'll catch 12 passes.
Aikman still hasn't missed. He's 7 for 7 using 4 different receivers. Delayed handoff to Lassick. Lassick doesn't fool too many people, and especially Brent Wallerstedt, a rookie, number 52 out of Arizona State, who is one of the best open field tacklers they've had in a long time. He's a 6th-round draft pick.
Well, that was a pretty good open field tackle right there on Lassick.
Gained a yard, 2nd and 9. Or the Cardinals really need to get him to absolutely settle for a field goal on this drive.
And you know, the Cardinals have not blitzed yet. They've been playing that zone. They have not come close to getting to Troy Aikman. As a matter of fact, the last 2 games against him, they haven't sacked him.
Aikman on a 2nd and 9. Being flushed out, being chased. Shows how strong he is. Chris Oldham eventually knocks him out of bounds. He may have picked up a yard at all of that scramble, so we're going to come to a 3rd down, and the Cardinals want to put a stop on right here.
This is where the Cardinals defense gets tough when you try to throw the ball down here because of this zone. I mean, everybody's just backing up, keeping everything in front of them, watching the quarterback's eyes. Nothing there. Lassick comes open over the middle. But, you know, this zone defense gets very tough inside the 15-yard line for the Cardinals. I mean, it's tough to get the ball down into the end zone unless you really drill it.
3rd down, virtually 10. Derek Gainer now has come in at running back. Lassick in motion. Here is Gainer, and Gainer thunders forward. He is about a yard short of a 1st and goal. He needed to get to the 4. He stopped just short of the 5. It's 4th down coming up. This guy is big. He weighs 240 pounds, and he had a block, and he looked like he was headed into the end zone for a moment. 4th down, and that means that their new kicker, Eddie Murray, number 3, will come in. I say new. He's been around a long time. 14th year in the league. Number 2 among active scorers. Only Nick Lowry scored more. This will be a 23-yard attempt. And Eddie Murray is able to put 3 points on the board. 10-0 Dallas. 12 minutes left to go in this first half, and the Cardinals hoping to answer.
He's got the good face mask. Yeah. He does. Look at that. I mean, he looks like a player.
You like that, didn't you?
I do. Yeah, it sounded rather incredible. Yeah,
I don't see anything different there.
No,
do you?
You're right.
Huh?
No. It's just a good play.
Well, at least we still have a game. Well, now you can tell me. Look at Swan get up there.
Yeah.
And run. All right. Wow. We may get Pat to the airport by 7.
Yeah, make it at 7:05. That's good. Does the guy have enough tattoos? He should be at a Raider game. Look at this guy.
He probably came from there. Drove over. Oh, my. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Every
Did you
week.
really?
Every week.
Take a shot at that. We might bring that in there somehow. That's
yeah,
right.
No,
What would I got to find out what I want to have on that sign. There's so many things I want.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
There's so many things I'd like to say.
Okay, we got to have something out of the Cardinals here, fellas.
Okay, who's back for them, Tom? Yes, sir. $10-0 Dallas. Hello, Kansas City. Lonnie Dale, our director, saying hello to his wife, Tanya. Boy, I tell you, Lonnie, you'll go to every extreme, won't he? Eddie Murray will kick it off, and Troy Aikman has just played splendidly well in this first half. Johnny Bailey back deep for the Cardinals. They're expecting a short kick. Bailey clear up at the 4. And that's what they're going to get. Bailey, however, from the 1 now, comes forward to the 15 and will be tackled at the 16. So the Cardinals, who had things going pretty well on their first possession, only to have a holding penalty, short circuit that drive, now need to get something going. They trail 10-0, 11:49 to go in the first half.
Quarterback comparisons, since they're both perfect.
Okay. Boy, this crowd is quiet, isn't it? I mean, It's just like, it's a sellout, though. Look, there's not any seats available I can see. Man, you only get so many opportunities.
Well, they need to drive here.
Yeah.
I mean, something has to happen.
Get Gary Clark involved.
They haven't thrown his way yet, right?
Tom, does this remind you anything? 91? Yeah.
Oh, you guys. Doubting Thomases.
Oh,
How about the ISO monitor? Look out.
Look at the ISO monitor. Oh.
Should we tell us straight?
Forget it. I've just lost. I tell you, can't. All right. Okay, anything changed? They've got everybody in there, right, Tom? They got 3 wideouts. They got Hill in there, right? Okay.
Okay.
Well,
something good's got to happen here.
yeah, you're right. We got Woodson, Smith is in there. I think it's Hill, isn't it? Hill, Kroll, and Clark.
They got all 3 of them in?
Yeah, I think so. I see Hill in there anyway.
Okay.
There you go. That's my group right there. Wesley Nielsen. Hey, there's Joe V's guy. The Cardinals, as we come back at the 11:49 mark of the second quarter, have the ball at the 16-yard line. I'm Gary Bender along with Pat Haden. The Cardinals coming in here with high hopes of somehow establishing some credibility, and now down 10-0. They pick up the blitz, a give to Garrison Hurst, and no place to go. Darren Woodson, who played collegiately here in the same stadium for Arizona State, was there to make the stop.
There was a hole there for a moment, but Darren Woodson, number 28, closed that hole very quickly. I mean, there was something good about to happen until the strong safety. But as you mentioned, Gary, Jimmy Johnson said, hey, this guy can do everything. I mean, he's 215 pounds. He can run, he can hit, and he stopped Garrison Hurst there from what should have been at least a 5 or 6 yard gain. James
Washington, who started a year ago, is out with an injury. Woodson has stepped forward. Third, let's make it 2nd down and 11. Burline, and that's not close. Garrison Hurst, the intended receiver at the 10, trying to set up the flare, but coming up the middle, very good pressure from Tony Casillas. And so already it's 3rd down and 11 yards to go. First miss for Burline. He had hit his first 4 passes. First miss of the game. And so now the 3rd and 11.
One of the key matchups, Luis Sharp, number 67, against Charles Haley. Again, when you have Charles Haley, you know you have a couple of different rushes. He can run upfield on you quick, or he can bull rush you or come inside. And the mix of rushes is what makes Haley very difficult to block.
Ricky Prohl goes in motion. Burline over the middle. Catch is made beautifully by Johnny Bailey, and he fights his way to a 1st down. That is a big catch for this Cardinal team. On a 3rd and 11, they get 13 yards to Johnny Bailey coming out of the backfield.
Couple things happened there. It started with protection. Burline had some good protection, and then he hung in there. Didn't get impatient. He felt he had good protection and was just waiting for Bailey. And then he threw a pretty good pass because Bill Bates had Bailey well covered.
And I might add, a good catch, too. So Johnny Bailey, who has been a guy who just makes plays, according to Joe Bugle, just made one there, and they needed it. 1st down at the 29. Quick hitch, far side, and Gary Clark makes his first catch, but no place to go because Larry Brown was on top of him instantaneously. Clark had a big game last week, coming up with 6 catches for 95 yards. He started very slowly. He dropped 4 passes in the first game against Philadelphia. Just trying too hard, he said.
Well, Joe Bugle said about Gary Clark, of all the free agents we acquired, he is the most valuable because he's the guy who can make plays for us on Sundays that can win ball games for us.
That's what we were talking about. The first miss a moment ago by Burline on that little pass intended for Hurst. Gain of 2. Derek Ware is in motion for the Cardinals. Burline trying to set up a screen. He gets it off to Garrison Hurst. Hurst trying to find some running room. Able to get close to the 35. Charles Haley doubling back to make the tackle, number 94.
You know, Gary, everybody talks about the speed of this Dallas Cowboy team, and what speed really allows you to do is get back into the play after you get blocked. I mean, that's happened with Charles Haley. He got blocked there, but he runs back. But all these players. Now, the other thing here about Steve Burline, he has to throw the ball underneath a lot of guys running him, rushing. A good little slip play there by Garrison Hurst for the reception.
3rd down, a long 4. Misdirection, handoff to Bailey. He's got the 1st down, and Johnny Bailey now has made 2 very important plays on this drive. Both of them coming up on 3rd down, and he's got the ball out to the 43-yard line.
Last week when the Cardinals beat the Redskins, Johnny Bailey rushed for 3 first downs in nickel situations. He just did it there again. He made a catch a few plays ago, as you mentioned, Gary, on 3rd and 11. And then on 3rd and 4 against a nickel defense, a little inside draw or trap, and he keeps the chains moving.
Cardinals down 10-0, now have a 1st down at the 42. Burline, far side, catch is made by Clark. Clark trying to fight for additional yardage, and a flag then thrown very late, and Luis Sharp is upset about something. Clark made the catch across the 50-yard line, a couple of yards short of the 1st down, but it may come back.
I want to tell you, Larry Brown, the corner for the Cowboys, has made 2 very good tackles on Gary Clark. One of the short pass, and then that one there, because if he doesn't tackle him, Gary Clark is off for a big game.
Holding number 67 on the offense. Grab of the face mask, 10-yard penalty, repeat 1st down.
That's the reason Luis Sharp was upset.
There's Brown, number 24, against Gary Clark. I mean, he played him short, well a moment ago. Then he comes back and makes the play here. Now he's out there, you know, he's the professor on Gilligan's Island. He's out there all by himself and still made the tackle there on Gary Clark.
Well, he was a 12th round draft pick, 321st pick of the draft when he came in out of TCU.
Your favorite show, by the way,
Yeah.
Gilligan's Island. You still watching that, right?
Well, I'm old enough to remember that. First down 20. Blitz may be coming. Here it comes. Kenneth Gant on the blitz. Handoff instead to Garrison Hurst. And Hurst getting some of the yardage back across the 35 to the 38-yard line.
One thing Garrison Hurst is doing in this game, Gary, that he didn't do in the first two games, he is staying with the hole. I mean, he is staying behind Luis Sharp and Mark May and all the guys who's supposed to. 73 is May on the right side, 85 is Ware, the tight end. And he just kind of picks his way. And with a guy like that, everybody has to block, including the wide receivers, because with his speed, you don't know where he's going to end up. And if the wide receiver makes a block, perhaps you have a 40-yard gain.
Second down now, 15 yards to go. Burline on target to Randall Hill, the fastest wide receiver for the Cardinals. He's got the catch to the 49-yard line. Gain of 10, but they're still short of the first down. It'll be 4 yards short of the first down. Getting up very slowly is Kevin Smith, who was their first draft pick of a year ago.
Gary, both these quarterbacks, as we've talked about, have really been on today. And defensively, both these teams are going to have to change it up on them. I mean, they're going to have to come after them, a blitz, a safety blitz, linebacker, because right now they are very much in rhythm.
Third down, make it 5 to go. Randall Hill goes in motion. Burline trying to screen over the middle, and Johnny Bailey this time will not get it done on third down. And because Darren Woodson, the strong safety, stayed home and fought off a blocker, made the stop. Fourth down for Phoenix.
Well, you can see why Jimmy Johnson likes Darren Woodson, number 28, so much. He has him man for man. Now, he has to fight through a bunch of traffic there. I mean, there's a bunch of big bodies, but he has them all to himself. You see Leon Lett, who was blocked for a moment, but he didn't stay blocked. I mean, that's about speed. If you get blocked, if you have speed, you still can recover.
So again, they have a drive stalled because of a penalty. Camarillo to punt the football. Not an exceptionally good punt. Coming up is Kevin Williams, and he makes the fair catch, and they'll set it up at the 22-yard line. 36-yard punt by Camarillo, not up to his Pro Bowl standards. We'll be back. 5:42 to go in the first half. 10-0 Dallas. Two penalties. Now that's, you know, they always end up with a penalty.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen them do that so many times. Sharp got one, and then the one earlier.
Well, you're just a naysayer. You're just a naysayer.
Hand me that down there, that lemon. That.
Okay. What other matchups do we need? We followed Daryl Johnston here a little bit. We haven't shown Norv Turner here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay. Now, that's just after 2 weeks? Yeah, 121 yards. Did he? Oh, he had 80. That's right. Was it 84? I knew it was long. Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you. When are you going to do that? You going to do that right out? 85? When are you going to do that? All right. You got a card ready? Oh, he's doing some body damage.
He's doing some damage inside where he loves to work.
All right.
Look at that. He even has numbers on his socks.
Right.
I think he has an L and an R on it.
It's an NFC, though. It's not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. You know, Let's had an ankle problem.
What about that counter around?
10-0 Dallas. Leon Lett, who's been having some problems with a sore ankle, limping around a little bit. He did not start tonight because of the injury, and he'll sit down for a while the Dallas offense takes over at the 22-yard line. Dallas is averaging 8.2 yards per play thus far. And Derek Gainer is in the backfield for the Cowboys. Aikman over the top. It's Harper again, and Harper wearing the Cardinals out. He makes another catch. That's a 17-yarder. That's where he started the ball game, a 17-yarder, out to the 39.
Sooner or later, they're going to get the ball to Michael Irvin, too.
Time for tonight's GMC Truck Leaderboard. We're going to take a look at the rookie NFC rushers. Now, this is after 2 weeks. Neal, of course, is out because of a broken ankle. Derek Brown today had 121 yards. And Derek Lasser coming in third among the rookies on our GMC Truck Leaderboard as we come back on a first down carry across the 40 to the 41-yard line.
Well, remember, 5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Jimmy Johnson said that if he was going to play Emmitt Smith, he might play him a little bit at the end of the second quarter, and if not, maybe some in the second half. But the way this game is going thus far with a 10-point lead, maybe he's thinking, hey, if I can get through this game with a week, I have a bye next week, and I have 2 weeks to get him ready for Green Bay Packers.
You got to think that way, I would think. Second down and 9 after that last carry by Gaynor. Novacek comes in motion. Aikman takes a shot, gets rid of the ball, and the completion is from Irvin, and Michael Irvin is out of bounds at the 38-yard line of Phoenix. A 22-yard gain on the play.
Michael Irvin is a strong guy at the line of scrimmage. I mean, he'll use his hands, he'll use his feet to get open. And this Dallas offense is in sync tonight. And Norv Turner, the offensive coordinator, is calling a great game because he has used everybody. He's used Alvin Harper, and what does that do when you throw the ball to Harper? It sets up Michael Irvin. He's used Novacek, and he's used Johnston, and he's used Lassie.
And he has not missed. He's 9 of 9. Aikman going for 10 in a row and almost got it. That's pretty good defense at time by Lorenzo Lynch on Michael Irvin. Lynch did not start because of the groin, but he came over and played that one very well. Coming up at halftime, the Fruit of the Loom halftime report with Bob Neal and Kevin Kiley. Boy, the weather now really starting to cool. Beautiful day here in the Valley of the Sun. Scores and highlights from week 3. Have an analysis of the first half. Anthony Munoz, another one of those Trojans from USC.
Yeah, you know, it's nice to be outdoors for a change. First 2 weeks we were
That's right.
dome stadiums.
Second down 10. Delayed handoff to Gaynor. Gaynor, no place to go. Gaynor used to play for the Browns and the Raiders, came over last year. A big back who can catch the ball.
Okay, Lorenzo Lynch and Michael Irvin have something going over here. It's a one-on-one dance. You know, a lot of things that go on away from the action, away from the ball, really tell a story. I mean, something's going to be happening there again because Michael Irvin desperately now wants to beat Lorenzo Lynch. I promise you.
Two-step there, didn't it? Third down, they lost some yardage. Third down and a long 10, 10 and a half. Blitz coming up the middle. Aikman gets rid of it, and a very good play that time defensively on the far side by Steve Lofton. Lofton racing over, batted the ball down. He's their fastest corner, and he saved a long completion. And it'll bring up fourth down.
It was perfectly timed tip by Lofton, number 28. Again in the zone, reads the quarterback in the pattern, and then tips it away. I mean, you watch the quarterback, you watch the receiver out of the other eye. As soon as you see the quarterback plant, you know the ball's in the air, and you drive, and at the last minute, you knock it away from the receiver. That's a heck of a play by Lofton.
That receiver being Harper is now coming in as John Jett, who took over the punting chores after Mike Saxon punted for 8 years. He hits this one very high. Johnny Bailey's going to let it hit. It'll go sideways and then inside the 5, and that ends up being a superb punt. You know, he had 5 of 8 punts inside the 20 prior to that one. He's had no touchbacks.
Yeah, I like that. And he's got a good face mask. Look at that. He looks like a player.
10-0 Dallas. Hey, great. Thank you.
Very nice, Raj. Very nice, Raj. Gary, you're okay.
Incredibly average.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. They got 3 timeouts, right?
Boy, this is going fast, isn't it?
Woo, 2:59.
Okay, we got to score now.
Yes, sir. I hope so, yeah. I'm a man here.
I tell you. after the how many, Peter? Okay. Okay. You don't trust me, do you? Ron Moore's the new running back, by the way. Ron Moore
how many
came
carries
in.
his first half? Six or 21?
I don't know.
Get it on the teleprompter. Okay, pals, we have.
How many? What are the numbers on Hurst? They've changed running backs. Oh, I'm sorry. You already have it.
Yeah, see, great minds think along the same lines. Of course, I thought of that about a minute
Did
ago,
you?
but you know.
Well, you have a greater mind than I do.
Thank you.
Well, no.
Oh, yeah.
A little sarcasm here.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, what's got to happen here? What's got to happen?
Outstanding punt by Jet sets the Cardinals up at the 4-yard line. Phoenix trailing 10-0 as we go in now to the waning minutes of this first half. 2:59 to be exact. Poor starting field position they've had in this game. Looked like we had some movement, but I don't see a penalty flag. Burline sprinting in the end zone. Gets out of there, throws to Randall Hill. They fight for it. A penalty flag, and we're going to have pass interference. That was Kevin Smith with Randall Hill fighting for the ball at the 40-yard line. I thought initially Louis Sharp might have fired back off the line of scrimmage before the snap, but there was no penalty there.
Well, I want to tell you, he had a heck of a rush from Charles Haley. Charles Haley just pushed Sharp right back into Steve Burline. The top of the screen there, he just pushes Sharp away. He's 280, but Burline is an athlete. I mean, he can move around a little bit. You know, and he gives an athletic receiver, Randall Hill, a chance, gives him an opportunity. And Hill's going to make a good adjustment. Yeah, he's just getting held. It's a good call.
Well, they put it up and made something happen. That ends up being a 37-yard penalty. Moves the ball out to the 41. The rookie out of Pittsburgh State, who's played remarkably well, along with Garrison Hurst, carries the ball there. Week 3 in the NFL. Let's get you up to date on the action on our Russell Athletics scoreboard. How about the Eagles, 3-0? Giants as well. Dan Reeves has gone into the Big Apple and done a remarkable job. The 49ers with the win there. Saints didn't score as many points, but they got the win, 14-3. 2nd down and 7. Burline far side. Clark had it for a moment, and Larry Brown jars it loose. The ball being fought for. Now, has that been ruled incomplete? It has. No fumble. Gary Clark did not have possession on the far side, and Brown with a very good defensive effort again. He and Clark have really been going after each other.
Larry Brown has been on Gary Clark like a cat on Velcro this entire first half. Well, he has not had a chance. And one of the things that Gary Clark can do is extend the play if you let him. But if you're right there when the ball arrives, nothing's going to happen. A good first half.
Bill Cowher's team with their first victory. The Browns 3-0. Chargers with Carney having another big day. 6 field goals. 3rd down and 7. Burline buying time to Derek Ware, and he dropped it. Derek Ware, who has the only catch among the tight end core for Phoenix, that being a 13-yarder last week, drops the ball. And if you're going to beat the Dallas Cowboys, you've got to make those kind of plays.
Well, you know, every Cardinal fan, have seen the Cardinals do this before. I mean, get themselves close, get in the big game, and then not make the plays.
Look at Burline. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. That's a ball that should have been caught easily. Camarillo now punting away to Kevin Williams. He calls for the fair catch. He fumbles the ball but gets it out of bounds, and so Dallas will have it. And boy, I tell you, Williams has really had a tough time. He's had 2 fumbles on punts earlier. That's a 42-yard punt.
And Burline is hot and has every reason to be so.
I mean, the guy caught it twice.
All right, Gary, now don't get into this homers, both you and Tom. I see. Hey, you should see this thing up here, Peter. I mean, it is getting bad. It is getting bad. Bring in Skip or something here. I mean, these two guys, we're going to have to separate them. We're going to have to separate.
You got to admit, that was a legitimate call.
Do you have the whole thing of Berline when he went back over to the bench and threw his helmet again? Okay.
Wow. He's, you know, they're. Oh, man. Look at that. Is that live? I mean, are you taping this? Good. That's great stuff. Go ahead and take it. You've been there.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
By the receiver. What are you coming out with? With a tape piece? Where does it start? Can you see it? Can you show it to me?
Would have been a first down
Right there.
The 40. Wasn't it? Man.
Good. Good.
Boy, that's a great shot, guys. Pat's going to take it.
I like it.
Yeah. You Colorado guys, you lose, you just.
Interesting exchange between Derek Ware, the tight end who just dropped that pass a moment ago, and Steve Berline. And Berline's trying to get him calmed down and saying, hey, you dropped it, it hurt us, but we may need you in the second half. We're going to need you in the second half. You may catch the game winner, so get back in the game.
From the 15-yard line, Dallas will start this series. Aikman giving off to Lassick, and Lassick will get a yard, and that's all.
One of the keys to this first half, although the Phoenix defense has played credibly, is they have not been able to put any pressure really on Troy Aikman. He's gotten hit a couple of times after he's thrown the ball, but they really haven't forced him to really make something happen. I mean, he's had too much time. He's been able to spread the ball around between Harper and Irvin and Novacek and Johnston.
All 3 sacks the Cardinals have this year came last week, and they were all by Ken Harvick. Second down, 10. Aikman to Johnston, the fullback. Johnson hit by Lynch, and he's going to be short of the first down. He's going to bring up a third down, 2 yards to go.
One of the other keys to this game is that the Cowboys in the first 2 games turned the ball over 8 times. Tonight, they don't have any turnovers. And Jimmy Johnson said to us yesterday, if we don't turn the ball over, we'll win every game. Any game we don't turn the ball over, we win.
It's been kind of a methodical game that Dallas has played. They've just kept moving the football, distributing the ball so well. 3rd and 2 now, 38 seconds left in the half. Bassett trying to get outside, he'll be stopped, and now Phoenix ought to get the clock stopped, and they do.
They do, there you go.
They call timeout with 23 seconds left. And so Jet will have to come in and punt the football. Tyrone Stowe, number 90, again on the tackle. The middle linebacker, Joe Bugle, trying to get his troops fired up as the Cardinals with a golden opportunity here to step up and show they're a good football team. And thus far, nothing's happened. Yep.
Heads up for a punt block. He's had 2 punts blocked in the preseason.
He did. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
I heard that on the tape. I never saw it. Yeah. Well, let's set this up here for a punt block.
You're going to get a punt block look. Don't have one. Don't know. Don't
know either.
Be heads up. Well, no, you don't know. Could come right up the middle.
Yeah, we only spent 17 hours and we didn't ask that question.
It's number 31.
Alfredo Robert, is that Alfredo? Is he hurt now or what? I don't know. I have latest on him.
He's always hurt. Yeah. Are we gonna? Well, they're going. They're going.
Stop him, guys. Oh, no. How do they do that? They didn't get it. Why would you call for a fair catch there? You want to come back and, yeah. (10-0) Dallas. John Jett gets the ball underway, 48 yards, and Johnny Bailey makes the fair catch at the 29, and Phoenix will start there with only 15 seconds left in this first half. 2 timeouts remaining.
Well, you know, the Cowboys are 0-2, but Troy Aikman certainly tonight looks like he kind of picked up from where the Super Bowl. He played the Super Bowl. And, you know, you think about the Cowboys, everybody remembers how many points they scored, those 52 points in the Super Bowl. You forget they kind of struggled in the year. They had a lot of close ball games during the regular year. It was just when they got to the playoffs where they really had that surge, largely because of the play of Alvin Harper.
Jimmy Johnson said, if we win a ball game, we'll get right back on track. And right now, they're on their way to that.
Look at that. Look at Jimmy. His defense is a little bit like his hair. It's rarely moving tonight.
You were asking about when he scuba dives, if it ever gets out of place.
It's great.
First down for Burline. And Burline then buried at the 25-yard line. He pulled it down, and John Roper, number 56, who they acquired from the Chicago Bears in a trade, was there. And they're going to use another timeout. Phoenix will have 1 remaining with 8 seconds left in the half. Well, you mentioned Aikman. He's 10 of 12, 154 yards. And this is not what Joe Bugel had in mind after that big win last week. Well, we're going to keep it right here as Bugel now with 8 seconds. Not a lot he can do here. 1 timeout remaining. You know, so many times, Pat, and you've been in this athletically, where you emotionally know how big a game is, but somehow just can't make things happen. Right now you get the sense the Cardinals maybe just are pressing again like they were in the first game against Philadelphia.
Well, you're right, because they've had a couple of nice drives, but it's either been a penalty. You know, they've had a penalty on a nice drive, and then a drop ball by Derek Ware. You know, they just haven't been able to make it happen. You know, last week their defense, the Cardinal defense, made all the plays. They stopped, you know, Washington on a 4th and 1. They made an interception in the end zone. They, you know, did some good things. But tonight, the Cowboy offense has been incredibly efficient and turn it over. The Cardinal offense hasn't made the plays when they've really needed them.
Well, last week they started out and just marched down the field against Washington, didn't get in the end zone. Then they had a 58-yard punt return for a touchdown. They started quickly, just haven't had that kind of fireworks here tonight.
Well, one thing, Gary Clark, they're going to have to get the ball to Gary Clark out in the open field. Maybe get him away from Larry Brown, who's really played him well. But in the second half, if the Cardinals are going to come back, Gary Clark, one way or another, is going to have to figure him.
Clark has 1 catch for 2 yards thus far, to give you an idea how well Larry Brown has played him. Roger Riley, our statistician, pointed that out. Now, Gary's been really slowed by a groin problem, and he's been nicked up. He didn't practice this week, but he called the Cardinals, wanted to come here. He was the free agent signee and has given them some leadership. Well, after all that, they down the ball. And we come to the end of this first half.
Hate to see him do that when you're down by 10 points in a home crowd. Throw it up there. Give the guys a chance.
Jimmy Johnson's team with a 10-0 lead over Joe Bugel. And the Cowboys have been very impressive. Halftime show coming up. Welcome back to the Valley of the Sun. Dallas with a 10-0 lead at halftime. Here's tonight's Pittsburgh Paints game summary. The first drive was just precision as far as Dallas was concerned. Aikman did not miss a pass. He used 3 different receivers on that drive that covered 80 yards in 11 plays. And we wanted to highlight kind of an unusual thing here, a guy that maybe you don't notice that much, Darryl Johnston, the fullback. And first, we're going to show him as a receiver coming out of the backfield.
He's number 48 here, going right out in the flat. And you're right. I think Darryl Johnston is the most overlooked player on this Cowboy team. He's not a guy that extends plays and turns, 5-yard passes into 15-yard plays, but he makes plays like that. And then when he's not catching the ball, he's going to throw a lead block. This time he throws it on number 90 Stowe, the middle linebacker, and that allows Lassick to pick up some yards. And then when you need a lead block for a touchdown run, you call on Daryl Johnston again. This time on 52, Wallerstedt, the middle linebacker, and Lassick follows him in. So, he didn't, carry the ball a lot in that drive, caught the passes, but he was the key in my mind to the touchdown.
The Moose is what they call him, Daryl Johnston. So the Cardinals will start the second half with a football, trailing 10-0, and I would have loved to have been in the locker room to hear what Joe Bugle had to say, trying to jumpstart his team, which I guess you wouldn't say they look, without a lot of enthusiasm. Just got to give a lot of credit to Dallas. They just came out in that opening drive and took all the emotion out of this game.
You're right. In Phoenix, the Cardinal team, they are tired of being the redheaded stepchild of the NFC East. They really are, and they are looking for anything to give them a lift here, and they're hoping their quarterback, Steve Berline, and a lot of the free agents they got came from the NFC East. You got Berline from the Dallas Cowboys and Gary Clark from the Redskins. So it's up to him right now, Steve Berline, to make something happen, because the opening drive of each half is the most important one. It really sets the tone.
Well, they had something going once, and then they had the drop pass by Derek Ware, which would have been very big as you look back into this game. Eddie Murray kicking off to Johnny Bailey. Bailey will bring it out to the 15, 20, and to the 22-yard line. So Bailey hasn't been able to make the big play that he did a week ago thus far. And Steve Berline will come in the first half. Berline 9 of 12, 54 yards. You see the numbers. Cowboys, very impressive first half, 212 yards. The thing that you forget, in the Dallas's first two losses, they still came out of those games as the #1 passing team in the NFC, ahead of last year's pace. Right now, Phoenix with their own offensive problems. From the 22, Hurst in the backfield. Walter Reeves goes in motion. Berline starts out with a pass completion to Larry Centers, and Centers brings it out to the 30, be 3 yards short of the first down. So get a little continuity going right now. This guy is so tough. Larry Centers is an outstanding special teams player. Last year caught 50 passes. Cardinals just need to get something to spark him, be a catalyst for him in this game.
Garrison Hurst needs to turn a 2-yard run into 15 yards. That's what they need, I think, to kind of get him going here.
2nd and 2. Walter Reeves goes in motion again. Pitch back to Garrison Hurst, trying to find someplace to go, and I don't think he got the first down. He needed to get to about the 27.5-yard line. And couldn't get there. It'll bring up a 3rd down for Phoenix.
Tony Tolbert, number 92 for the Cowboys. I mean, he fights off the block of Cunningham, number 64. He sees, the runner the whole time. I mean, not only is he fighting over Rick Cunningham, who's 320 pounds, he's seen where the little running back he is. Finally throws Cunningham away and then makes the play.
Speaking defensively, we just got a report Leon Lett fractured his right ankle, so he will not see him. Refractured the ankle. He heard it back in camp earlier as Berline comes up, completion, and the catch is made by guess who? The guy who was a go to the first half, Derek Ware. Now wait a minute, there is a flag on the play back at the 50-yard line. That was a much tougher catch than the one he dropped in the first half. That's a 27-yard gain, but will it hold up? Boy, you got to like the fact that they went back to Derek Ware after he dropped that big pass in the first half.
We've got 12 men on the defense. Penalty is declined. Pass completed.
Still couldn't stop it. But you're right. The one thing is, hey, they come back to Derek Ware. And what did we say? Berline was saying something to the effect that Derek Ware after he dropped that pass. Hang in there. I'm going to need you in the second half. So a 3rd and 1 situation. Boom. They come right back and get the ball to Derek Ware.
27-yard gain to the 42-yard line. Ware goes in motion. Hurst, look at the seeing vision that he has, the ability to find the hole, and he gets inside the 40 to the 37, a gain of 5.
Well, Gary, did he set up Charles Haley on that one? I mean, Charles Haley, the right defensive end, was just waiting for something to happen with Hurst. He thought he was going to run right into him, but he set him up. Watch the left part of the screen here. Freezes him, cuts back inside, picked up a nice block. I think it was by Lance Smith to gain about the 5 yards he picked up.
Third pick in the first round, Garrison Hurst. 2nd and 5 now for Phoenix. 10-0 Dallas. Burline with time. Ricky Prohl on the receiving end at the 30, and Prohl's got the first down to the 28 of Dallas. And Prohl, who made 2 strong catches in the first half, comes back again. Darren Woodson made the stop for the Cowboys. 3 catches now for 28 yards for Ricky Prohl.
You know what I like about Ricky Prohl on that play? I mean, he didn't waste any time. I mean, as soon as he caught that ball, he waited to catch the ball, but as soon as he caught it, he was gone and cutting right upfield.
Ron Moore in the backfield now. Garrison Hurst checks out. Walter Reeves in motion. Ron Moore gets the ball, and Moore runs into a lot of blue shirts. Tony Casillas, one of the first to get there. Casillas, who had surgery on some bone chips in his elbow, coming back to start tonight.
Gary, this is a situation now where Steve Burline has to be careful. I mean, you can't have a negative play here. I mean, opening drive of the second half, your team is down by 10 points. You're now in field goal range. Do not take the sack. Clearly, you don't want to throw the interception, but they can't afford a negative play because right now they have a chance of at least putting 3 points on the board, and they desperately need it.
And this drive almost 4 minutes old. 2nd down and 9. Burline deflected in the air, and it is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kevin Smith. And that's exactly what you said, Pat Haden. Don't let that kind of thing happen. And it was up for grabs, and Kevin Smith with his 2nd interception of the season.
Well, this is not Burline's fault. Good defensive coaching by Butch Davis. You know, the Cowboys have always gotten their hands up. They've always deflected a lot of passes. And when you do things like that, you set defensive backs up for interceptions.
I didn't see. Who hit the ball?
Yeah, I didn't see it either. Please.
Who deflected? Do we know? Man alive. They just... Was it Casillas?
Yeah, it is. Yes, Casillas.
Yep,
and then
he sure
run my
did.
ISO monitor for me again. See what he didn't look like he's too open. Is that to Gary Clark? Yeah. Okay. If you want, he was pretty covered too. I'll tell you what, Gary Clark, he may have picked that ball off anyway. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one there.
Is this what you're talking about? We're not going to have much time coming out of commercials, Peter. Okay.
Was he? He's got the 2 interceptions here for Dallas. Smith's got both of them.
They don't have any sacks tonight, do they?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he getting ready to come in? Yeah, well, we talked to Jerry Jones. We thought that, but you just need to, we don't want to make that definitive statement. Then
Yeah.
he comes. And you want to, let's talk about our conversation with Jerry.
Good.
Kevin Smith with his 2nd interception, the Cowboys with the ball. Emmitt Smith, at halftime, we were talking to Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys. They were going to heat his hamstrings up because he has tight hamstrings, try to get him ready, but I wonder if they want to use him now with a 10-0 lead and possession of the football again.
The way the Cowboy defense is playing, ideally, I think you hold them out, give them a week off. You have 2 weeks to get ready for Green Bay.
End around reverse to Michael Irvin, and Irvin is going to get across the 35, very close to the first down, and run out of bounds by Lorenzo Lynch.
And how about the block, though, by Nate Newton? I mean, you know, there's a lot of fast guys and speed guys and guys with big contracts and all that stuff, but you know, when it gets down to it, you still have to have a bunch of big bodies that block and tackle. And you got Nate Newton, number 61, who leads the way in the reverse. And he just kind of seals off the inside. If he doesn't get that block on John Booty, there's a no gain for Michael Irvin.
He picks up 9 instead. Newton going to the Pro Bowl for the first time last season. Johnston and Lassick in the backfield. Lassick trying to get the first down. There's a penalty flag, 2 of them. He had enough for the first down, but let's see if it stands. And Troy Aikman indicating it's offside as Howard Rowe confirms against Phoenix. So they'll have the first down by penalty.
Offside, number 79 defense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's Keith Rucker, all 360 pounds of him.
When he's offside, you know, right?
Can't be too subtle, can you?
Yeah.
Look at the play selection tonight by the Dallas Cowboys.
Running the ball better.
Yep. Just having Emmett on the sidelines helps, right?
Yeah, it must. You know, I mean, that dark cloud that the players we're talking about has been lifted.
First down 10. Troy Aikman on a play action fake near sideline. Harper, and Harper comes up with a catch. Alvin Harper is having a big night for this Dallas team. That'll be a 41-yard gain just short of the 15.
That is a great throw and a great catch. I mean, there's only a few guys who can throw this ball, have the arm strength. Elway, Marino, Troy Aikman, because they had double coverage. First, you have to get off the line. You have to adjust like Alvin Harper has. Now, there's a safety coming over. That's Chuck Cecil. But it was a pump fake by Aikman, and then he drills it in front of the safety to an adjusting Alvin Harper. I tell you, Alvin Harper really played well.
What they say he loves to go deep. Well, he did there. Here is Lassick. Lassick to the 10, to the outside, the 5, diving for the end zone. He did not get in. He did not get in, but what an effort by the rookie from Alabama. 13-yard gain. They're going to mark it at the 2-yard line.
And another very good lead block by Darryl Johnston, number 48 of the Cowboys. And he should be smiling, Lassick, when you're running behind blocks like he's going to get again from 48, the fullback, Johnston. I mean, he's going full speed, knows exactly who he's going to get. He takes out Stowe, knocks him off his feet. Now, Chuck Cecil said he may not be Emmitt Smith when he was talking about Lassick, but he certainly isn't my Aunt Harriet either. I mean, he can run.
Gene Stallings led him a year ago on the national championship team. Here he goes again, fighting for the goal line, and he has scored his second touchdown of the night.
You will not see Emmitt Smith tonight. He will not play.
Two-yard touchdown run, and Lassick, who scored from 8 yards out back in the first quarter. The big 41-yard completion to Harper, setting it up, first and goal, and now that took only 2 minutes and 4 plays. Eddie Murray, point after attempt, and Dallas has a 17-0 lead. The Cowboys, the defending world champions, and they're celebrating like they did in Pasadena in the Super Bowl.
Movie, Lonnie. Wow, I'm bringing you to Hollywood with me. Let's see the replay of the touchdown. What happened there?
Oh, man.
What were the plays that set it up, too? There was the play to Harper that set up the touchdown. Can you give us a little back-to-back there? What do you have?
Man.
Yeesh. Can I see the touchdown
That is,
anyway?
it's time.
Yeah.
I tell you, Lassick, not a bad football player. I mean,
No. Hey, there's Mickey. There's Joey Mickey, 87.
I thought he was in law school.
No. Stepnoski, run that thing, baby, for me again. Stepnoski, Steps, 63, Bankston, Scottin, Gogan.
Oh, man.
It is Gogan, right?
Yes, Kevin Gogan. So the interception, and they went 70 yards. What was the drive again? You gonna take it?
Sure, yeah, Thank you. Is that Hellestray there?
I think that's 2-A, isn't it? Wait a minute. Yeah, it's 2-A.
Oh, that's right, it is. I'm sorry, okay. Yeah, this offensive line for the Cowboys have really played well tonight. Watch what they do today. They actually seal off this whole side, and the run's going to cut back here because of the surge and the push. 2-A's number 71, Stepnoski's 53, Gogan gets his man. And then Lassick runs through the hands of the arm tackle of Bankston. And the offensive, well,
Emmett who?
he'll
Yeah.
be back, and he'll still have a big year. But what they have found out about Derek Lassick, he can be a very capable guy.
12 carries, 52 yards, and 2 touchdowns tonight. Kickoff will be hauled in by Johnny Bailey. And Bailey to the 23. Last time he ran out the 22. The special teams of the Cowboys so good, and one of the reasons they have such good speed. And Kenneth Gant was down there, one of the first to arrive. We'll be back. Dallas leading 17-0. Well, see the game, the other 91, it was 17-9. Well, we got the 17 right.
You guys are typical fans. I want to tell you right now. You guys, it's embarrassing. Just embarrassing. I mean, I thought I was working with some professionals.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
There's a reason we have.
Oh, you jinxed them, though. You said you can't let anything bad happen here.
No, really.
I couldn't believe
Negative play, boom. Yes.
That's your plane pad. It's leaving.
Hey, there we go, guys. Look at this. All right.
Why is that plane not moving?
Oh, man. The helmet cam is back. Ooh, what's that? Surge there.
Well, MVPs, Harper, you got to consider.
Oh, he's the man. Or Daryl Johnston.
Look at this. See that? It's got to be a big deal. Everybody's doing that now, you know?
She said no, she's already married someone else.
Derek Lassick, 4th-round draft pick, a guy who was playing in the absence of Emmitt Smith. Having Emmitt on the sideline, watching him perform and score 2 touchdowns.
Helmet
put
cam.
you in there. Yep.
Yeah, helmet cam is back.
That's what he saw when he took it in for the 2nd time. Looking through there. First down now for the Cardinals. 8:47 to go, 3rd quarter. Late handoff to Garrison Hurst. Hurst fights his way out to the 27-yard line. Next week we'll be bringing you a game way back near the Hudson River in the New Jersey side.
Didn't think you're going to get that out
At
there.
the New York Jets, led by rejuvenated Boomer Esiason. What big numbers he's put up the first 2 weeks. They were idle this week. They will host the New England Patriots. Silver Bullet Stadium show kicks things off at 7:30 Eastern. Game follows at 8. Sure to be with us as get to see Drew Bledsoe.
You know, I watched him play today, Drew Bledsoe, and even though their team lost by 3 points, this guy can wing it. I mean, he can play. He's going to be a star in the league.
Parcells has lost 2 games decided by field goals. Here is Burline to Randall Hill. Hill's got it. Hill into the 20-yard line area. They're going to rule him down. He gets up and runs. Kevin Smith touched him as they're going to mark it at the 16. 57 yards to Randall Hill.
Gary, some guys have a burst, an extra burst when the ball is in the air. When this ball left Burline's hands, it didn't look like Randall Hill was going to be able to get there. But then he sees it, he turns it on right there. And you know, then he did a pretty smart thing. He got up and ran it in. Now, it was out of bounds. They called him down. But it was a little burst as soon as he saw the ball. And, you know, they've been looking for a spark all day, and they've gotten one right now from Randall Hill.
And that's their longest completion of the year. First down at the 16. Quick slant, complete to Gary Clark. And pretty good coverage again, this time by Kevin Smith. They moved Clark to this side, getting away from Larry Brown, who's covered him so well. But Clark that time didn't get a lot on that play. As good coverage again by the Cowboys. It'll bring up a 2nd down and still 6 yards to go.
Now, when you think about the Cardinals, you have to also think about the Cowboys on offense. They can, you know, really spread it around with Novacek and Johnston and the 2 wide receivers. Right now, the Cardinals are looking for that 3rd receiver. They got Clark and they got Ricky Prohl, but they need a tight end or a back really to take some pressure off Gary Clark.
They need to get on the scoreboard. Trailing 17-0. Burline They get a lot of time. Deep in the corner. Ricky Prohl, diving catch. Touchdown, Phoenix.
Maybe we will see Emmitt Smith. Maybe he will come back. That's a heck of a drive. You know, they said about Steve Berline, he's got a lot of confidence. A lot of things have gone badly for the Cardinals in the first half of this game, but he hung in there, and he hung in there. Threw a deep ball to Randall Hill, and he comes back to Ricky Prohl.
So the Cardinals getting up off the floor here to score quickly. The big strike, a 57-yarder, and then the 12-yard touchdown pass. Greg Davis to attempt the point after, out of the hold of Berline. 17-7. The Cardinals now have gotten on the scoreboard.
Gary, this is a perfectly executed pass. Here's Hill. He runs a hook route. The corner comes here. So Prohl then has plenty of room to run the corner route. See, when Larry Brown comes up to cover Hill, it creates an open area there for Prohl to get the back to the end zone.
And Prohl knew where he was, didn't he? We may have a game yet, huh? Man.
Yeah. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Good for the Card.
Bugle turn. It's for Shermer.
Yeah.
I tell you, this this could change it.
He's a determined guy. Yeah, tape that stuff. Yeah, hey, he's a determined son of a gun, isn't he?
People, a little rhythmic applause here. What are you going to show, guys? That's good stuff. You want to come out with Bugle? And then Berline? I'll set you up.
Yeah.
That was 57, right, to Hill? 57. Phoenix has scored, and the Cardinals emotionally now seem to be back into this football game.
You have some determined coaches and players. And fans.
Greg Davis kicking off. It's going to be Kevin Williams, the rookie out of Miami, up across the 10 to the 15. A flag is thrown as he breaks the tackle, and to the 23, and here comes yet another flag. Quick strike that time to the Cardinals. 4 plays and 77 yards. Earlier, you might remember, Dallas went 4 plays and 70 yards. So 2 quick strike offenses here in the third quarter.
There was a clip on the run back, I promise, or block in the back by Bobby Abrams.
That's exactly what Howard Rowe is backing up. This crowd starting to get into it again now. They've been very quiet since the opening drive of the game. Emmitt Smith is coming in.
Number 50, receiving team, half the distance to the goal. First down.
It's funny, as soon as they score, how the reflection of the game changed.
So now they start with their worst field position of the night from the 6, and Emmitt Smith back to back. The NFL rushing champion comes in, gained over 1,700 yards last year. 2 years ago, a career high 182 yards against the Cardinals. Aikman throwing from the goal line, comes out and makes the connection. This is Michael Irvin stepping out of bounds and picking up a first down and an 11-yard gain on the play.
Well, you know, that's only 11 yards, Gary, but that's a beautiful play. First of all, it takes some pressure off. You know, the other team just scores on you. The momentum's going the other way. You come in and you fake Emmitt Smith, and you have a perfectly timed out route to Michael Irvin. And like I said, only 11 yards, but in significance, a lot longer play than that.
Aikman 12 of 14, 206 yards passing. Here he goes, his first carry of the year, Emmitt Smith, and the crowd reacting to that as Keith Rucker was there first to make the stop. This crowd realizing now the number 22 has entered the football game.
With Emmitt Smith, it always starts with his eyes. I mean, he sees things. He has a feel for players, where his blockers are going to be and where defenders are going to end up.
Pick up on the play of 5 yards. 2nd and 5. Aikman back again. Completes it to Johnston. Johnston, bulldog down at the 30. Another first down. Lorenzo Lynch was the first there. A lot of white shirts had to wrestle down this former Syracuse standout.
What the Cowboys have on the field right now are as many playmakers as anybody in football, including the 49ers.
We have a man down for the Cardinals. We'll check the injury. We're going to take a break.
Oh, geez.
4:57 left to go in this third quarter. First down when we come back.
That is a nice replay. Run that one back.
Yeah, it's Davis. It's down.
Well, but Daryl Johnston got a couple of hands in the face there, didn't he?
Boy, is he out? No, he looked like
moving,
he was there. His fingers moved there for a minute.
Yeah, but it was just the end of it, like they had there. Yeah.
Oh, he got racked. You see his head?
Yeah, watch there.
No, it isn't.
No, come back with that. I mean, I like that.
That's nice. Who is that guy? That's Lorenzo Lynch. It's Lynch.
It's Lynch. Okay. And Jones. Jones. Are you going to come back with that? Okay, good. I like that. I like that.
Don't get a big enough face mask to keep her.
That's right, man.
You take it.
Yeah.
But Davis wouldn't even. He took it. You know, did you see the collision? He had a big collision here. It may have just knocked him silly. Beautiful setting here.
So you're coming out with that replay? Thank you.
Okay.
If Ernie throws it to you,
I'll set it up now.
Okay.
And we'll go.
Just give me a generic.
Yeah.
No.
We hear the commercial.
Yeah, I got it.
That looks like a Pat Haden play to me. Sunset now here in the great Southwest, the Valley of the Sun, Tempe, Arizona. First down now for the Cowboys after that catch by Johnston. 4:42 left in the third. Aikman. Complete to Johnston again, and Johnson will be run out by Aeneas Williams. We talked about Johnson on that previous catch. What's the end of this play?
Yeah, the complexion of this game has certainly changed. I mean, he's going to get a handful of Cardinals. As Lynch and Mike Jones and really, you know, the Cardinals needed an attitude adjustment. You know, their offense started with a touchdown, and their defense has begun to make some plays. And now it's up to Troy Aikman to keep it going here for the Cowboys.
Gain of 8 on that last play. Reuben Davis up and off the field a while ago. Pitch comes to number 22, and Emmitt Smith is still going. Inside the 50. Well, you would never know. This is his first time to touch a football since the Super Bowl. That's a 12-yard run.
You know, he is an amazing player in that he is a nifty, shifty kind of runner that can break tackles. I mean, a lot of guys will try to outrun you. Some guys are bulls, but he can do both. And he doesn't stop. And you're right, he hasn't worn a football uniform since January.
First down, they're going to mark it on top of the 50. Aikman, pressure coming from Freddie Joe Nunn, complete to Smith, and Smith is tackled very nicely in the open field by Lorenzo Lynch. But you see how strong Smith was? Even though Lynch made the stop, he fell forward and got a couple of more yards on the play.
Well, in one game last year, Emmitt Smith caught 11 passes against the Cardinals, caught 59 on the year. And then we began to talk about all the weapons they have on the field now. Playmakers, Emmitt Smith, Jay Novacek, Michael Irvin, Alvin Harper, Troy Aikman, and again, they and the 49ers have more guys on offense that can break games open than anybody else in the league.
2nd down and 7. Of 36 passes in this game, only 6 incompletions for Troy Aikman. Hand off. Emmitt Smith. And Smith will go out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Lorenzo Lynch over there to knock him out. And Emmitt Smith getting a tune-up. They'll have a bye next week, and then they'll play Green Bay. But you know he was anxious to get in and acquit himself well.
You know, his feet take him where his eyes see and feel. I mean, he's got good enough feet to get him there to get to the hole. And then you just can't arm tackle the guy. He's not going to go down easily. And you know, really, the yards after contact, I think, make him a very unique player.
Let me correct something. That was the quarterbacks combined on the 36 passes and only 6 incompletions. Derek Gainer now is coming to the backfield. Aikman, quick slant, completion to Harper. That's his 6th catch of the night. Let's check that again. Getting up underneath the pile. On the far side, it's Michael Irvin. And Irvin with a 1st down grab. They needed 2, and he got 4.
Well, you know, it's interesting. When the Cowboys went up 17-0, I think Jimmy Johnson was saying, hey, we'll keep Emmitt Smith out. But when the Cardinals put the 7 on, they said, hey, let's get him in. He could lift the team, which he clearly did on a couple of runs, and give him a couple of hits, a couple of pops. Get him ready for a bye week and then on for Green Bay.
They say the cloud has been lifted. 1st down now from the 36.5. Derek Lassick now is in the backfield. Here comes Lassick. And Lassick will be getting tackled inside the 35. Eric Swan there first.
The 1:33 left here in the 3rd quarter. The Cowboys up 17-7. This is an opportunity for the Cowboy defense really to assert themselves and make something happen. But if you do so, you're going to have to take care of Nate Newton, number 61. I mean, there's some big bodies. Newton's 303, Rucker's 360.
Well, they average 319 pounds in that big nickel up front. They call them the Young Guns. 2nd down and 7 yards to go. Drive, remember, started at the 6-yard line, and it's almost intercepted by Lorenzo Lynch.
Got to make those plays if you're going to beat the Cowboys and step up, Gary. We said, hey, the Cardinals, this is a great opportunity for them to really get over the hump. You know, finally win a big game at home early in the season. And Lynch, good play by Lynch, good coverage, but he has a chance to catch it and perhaps score. And Novacek on Booty, fakes him out, getting held, and tripped.
Can't do much more than that, can you? That's a mugging in the true sense of the word.
Trifecta there.
3rd down and 7. Aikman double pumping, under pressure, and the ball is up, incomplete. Harper almost made a touchdown catch. Lynch was there. They were fighting for it in the very extreme corner of the end zone.
A great play by Lorenzo Lynch that time, because I thought Harper caught it for a moment. And right at the last second, while it was in Harper's hands, Lorenzo Lynch knocks it away. I mean, Lynch almost has an interception the play before, and they come back, give another chance. They're working on him. Caught for a moment, and Lynch just interferes with Harper enough so that he can't make the catch.
Aikman, unusual view of that play. This will be a 50-yard field goal attempt by Eddie Murray. The kick on the way, it's very low, and the kick is no good. So Murray does not add to the Cowboys' advantage. 48 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Dallas on top by 10.
Tipped.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, they're still alive. But you're right about Lynch. You know, gosh, you picked that one off. You're the other way, 6 points. Who got it?
No, I guess did it not get touched?
It just didn't look good, did it? No. Boy,
okay. Thank you very much.
Boy, this was a terrific play here.
Yeah.
I mean, this is as good as it gets. He is back.
Alvin Harper has made a season full of plays today, hasn't he?
Well, Lynch got it on the way down.
Right. And then he gets his out on his left arm. Out of the left arm. What? Lynch did a nice job of just knocking the left arm out of Alvin Harper out of the way.
Yep. So are we coming out on replays or what? Okay, you good.
Leave the kick alone. Take it?
Yep.
One more look at the knockaway by Lorenzo Lynch, number 29 for White. Alvin Harper jumps up. Watch, he knocks the left arm of Harper out of the way. And that forces the bobble. Otherwise, that's a touchdown. But Harper has really adjusted well tonight, Gary. And again, that's what he's done well at the end of last season.
But Lynch made 2 big plays on that series. And then the missed field goal. And the Cardinals have it at the 33. Garrison Hurst in the backfield. Line setting up a screen to Hurst, and he's knocked down immediately. That's Haley again, Charles Haley, who runs so very well, so explosive. And that time reading the screen, and they lose a yard on the play. 2nd down, 11.
He is like, almost a center fielder. I mean, he just closes on plays. When he's near the quarterback, he puts it in another gear, and he'll reach out and grab him, cause a fumble. There, it's a little screen pass. He felt it. He saw it. He saw the tackle was giving him too much ground. And then he makes the play in the screen play.
Coming down to the final seconds of the 3rd quarter. 2nd down, 11. Eric Ware in motion. Burline dropped, and that's Prohl. The sure-handed Ricky Prohl, who's made 3 important catches, 1 for a touchdown, and that'll bring up now a 3rd down and 11 with those seconds 3 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Even though the Cardinals have narrowed the gap, we've seen 2 drop balls, one by Lynch on the interception that may have been a touchdown, and then that one by Ricky Prohl, which would have put him in 3rd and probably 2 or 3 rather than 11.
So a 3rd and 11 coming up now for the Cardinals from the 32-yard line. Johnny Bailey in the backfield. They go to their posse offense, 3 wideouts. Over the middle, Gary Clark. Clark on a 3rd and 11 gets the 1st down. He's still fighting for yardage. They're going to mark the ball at the 47 of Dallas. 21-yard gain, and that is the end of the 3rd quarter. And the Cardinals are very much alive in this football game. They're down by 10, but you see the emotion starting to shift before the sellout crowd in Sun Devil Stadium.
You really you ought to be ashamed.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Phoenix Cardinals and the National Football.
I tell you what,
that was a heck of a play.
It was.
You have a replay of that Clark catch or for me?
Yeah, let's get that disclaimer in.
Yeah, geez, you got more. Don't let the commercials get in the way of the game, or the game get in the way of the commercials.
Something like that.
Yeah. Hello, testing.
All right. Oh man, I tell you, I can see why Skip wanted to go to baseball.
You're a knucklehead.
Oh yeah, I did forget to tell you about that.
You get those? Yeah.
It cost a lot. It really did. I'll be indebted forever. What do we do? We're doing fine. I'm put up with a lot of abuse again from my partner here, but other than that. Well,
they're too much into this week.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Phoenix Cardinals and the National Football League is prohibited.
Gary Bender, Pat Haden. We start the 4th quarter. The Cardinals who trailed in this ball game 17-0, have cut it to 10. They now have the ball at the Dallas 47-yard line after that 21-yard completion to Gary Clark. They go to the three wideouts again of Clark, Kroll, and Hill. Bailey in the backfield. Johnny Bailey makes a nice first move, and he's going to get some yardage. He's to the 40-yard line. He made that first man miss, and Darren Woodson over there eventually made the tackle.
Yeah, that was Kenneth Gant was the first guy, and boy did he make a miss, because Kenneth Gant was like, I don't know, shot out of a cannon. He came woof off the corner. And Bailey, here's Gant, and he's going to come right there, but Bailey puts a little move on him and hops outside. Make the first guy miss, or inside, make the first guy miss, and you got a chance.
Picked up 7, 2nd and 3, misdirection. Bailey with a first down run. So they've gone now to what they call their three wideout package with Bailey in the backfield. And it's been their most successful formation, especially in the second half. First down, Phoenix.
And it was last week against the Redskins. Bailey had some big plays last week in the nickel package. You know, turned a punt for a touchdown too, but nickel runs are one of the real areas of improvement for the Cardinals this year. Now again, they're in field goal range. We said it before, Gary, no negative plays by the Cardinals.
13:50 left in the game. Pressure in his face, gets rid of it. Randall Hill makes the catch, just missed the first down as he went out of bounds. And Randall Hill showing the quickness. In 92, he was second in the NFL's fastest man competition, and he picks up 9 yards on that play.
So that was a heck of a throw and nice timing there by Steve Berline. And Randall Hill, as soon as he got his head around, his head came around, the ball was there, and he made a very nice catch.
They need a yard, 2nd and a yard to go. Again to get it, and Bailey does just that. So they go to a smaller back, and Bailey only weighs 190 pounds. They've earlier had Garrison Hurst and Ron Moore, the big backs, but with Bailey in there, he's been very effective. As they unpile down there, they have the first down. The Cardinals down 17-7, trying to establish some credibility. This is a game that they consider to be the biggest game they've had in their 6 years here in the Valley of the Sun. And the Cowboys, they don't want to go 0-3 before the bye. The blitz is coming. Berline to Clark. Nice move at the 15, and Clark to the 10. The blitz was from the top of the field. Berline read it, hit on the near side Clark, an 11-yard pickup.
When Gary Clark is on, he can extend plays. Good read on the blitz, but he should have been tackled there. A good move, gets through 2 defenders, but it's a hustling Tony Tolbert who lined up as left defensive end who really made the tackle. The hustle by Tolbert may have prevented a touchdown by Clark.
Just outside the 10, first down. Inside 12 minutes left in the game. Bailey again. Bailey takes it to the 6. It'll be second down there. They can get a first and goal just inside the 1-yard line.
In 2 straight plays, the Dallas defense has blitzed. Once they audibled it, that time they tried to run a little lead draw against the blitz with Bailey and hoping he was going to pop through the first wave, but he still did pick up 4 or 5 yards.
Second down, 6 for a first down. Bailey again in the backfield, 3 wideouts. Berline to Bailey. Bailey inside the 5, moving the pile a little bit. It'll be third down, and still a long 2 for a first and goal.
You know, the Cardinals over the last 2 years, including this past week, have had trouble on short yardage. You know, opening drive against the Redskins, they couldn't knock it in. A year ago against Philadelphia, I think they had 7 plays inside the 3-yard line, couldn't get it in.
Third down and 2. They can get again a first and goal just inside the 1.
So they're not even going into a short yardage offense. They're spread it out.
Larry Centers comes into the backfield along with Baylor. Burline looking, end zone, broken up. A pass intended for Ricky Prohl. He had double coverage. It's a 4th down. Darren Woodson was there, number 28.
I thought that was a pretty good throw by Burline, who was patient, felt the blitz, felt the pressure, but hung on to it. Just hung in there, was waiting for Prohl to come open.
Oh,
yeah, that could have been interference there by Woodson because the ball was in the air right as Prohl was trying to make a move on it. And then he called for the interference. I think he should have gotten it.
Greg Davis now to attempt the field goal. This will be a 20-yarder. Davis's kick is on the way, and they've whittled the lead. 17-10. After trailing by 17, they're now down by 7 points. I'd like to see that again, too. Well, we need an overtime. I want Pat to stay over tonight.
Man. Can I see that interference again? Yeah, the Prohl play. Was it interference? What do you guys think? Show it to me again, please.
Avanzano,
There's
right?
some water, please.
That's Avanzano, the
Avanzano, the special teams coach.
You know, I don't know. That looks a little more legit, doesn't it? That angle. What do you think?
Okay.
No,
as opposed to what? Pretty long.
Yeah, no, I like it. Show that one. That's not interference. He's trying to catch the ball.
This angle gives Woodson a better case, I think.
Yeah.
As they would say, as the barristers would say.
Okay, he's taking out of the break, and then we got this. Okay. Okay, I'd like to come back to it though. You got a kickoff. Yeah, heads up just for Okay, heads up for the onside kick just in case here, Lonnie. They line up, you know, all these guys.
They respected it. Is that right? That's interesting.
Thank you. I thought
only the 3rd possession, 2nd half for Dallas.
Oh.
No, what you said is not. Oh, great. All right. 17-10, and Greg Davis to kick off. Let's go back and look at the Woodson-Prohl collision at the goal line.
Yeah, we thought maybe it was interference, but you look at it in this angle, it looks like Woodson is making a play for the ball, and he has just as much an opportunity to catch it as Prohl. So on that look, it's not the interference by Woodson. He has an opportunity to make the play there.
So they settle for the 20-yard field goal, and Davis, would he try an onside here? I know Dallas has had this happen before. He's going to kick away. Kevin Williams in the end zone, and he decides I'm not going to come out of there. So at the 20-yard line, Dallas will set it up, and we'll have a Stadium Show post-game show and talk about it. Here's Bob Neal.
Thank you, Gary. Well, with Phoenix coming back here, we've got ourselves an excellent ball game at Sun Devil Stadium. Right after the game, join Anthony Munoz, our special guest analyst. Kevin Kiley and me will be talking to the stars of this game. And also, there are 4 teams who have gone to 3-0 in the NFL. Some surprises there. Highlights and a lot more on the Stadium Show right after the game.
Okay, Bob, thank you. This is only the 3rd possession in the 2nd half for Dallas. And yet they have 338 yards in total offense. By Aikman. That ball deflected and incomplete. Somebody at the line of scrimmage. I think that was Warren Bankston. That's who it was that got a hand on it. Michael Bankston reaching up and batting the ball out of play.
The defensive guys have to make some plays now. You don't have to necessarily just sack the quarterback. Make a play like that, tip the ball, and that's just what Bankston did.
What were you saying? Fullbacks are always open. He was open there too.
Yeah. Fullbacks, they never cover fullbacks in professional football.
2nd down, 10 from the 20. And some movement. And we'll have to see if Bankston was drawn off on that. Dallas is backing up as though they're anticipating a 5-yard penalty.
Prior to the snap, we got a false start, number 61 offense.
Gary, Bob Neal was mentioning those 3-0 teams, 2 of them now in the NFC East. I mean, so Jimmy Johnson is thinking about, hey, you lose this one, you fall 3 behind the Giants in Philadelphia. I mean, he's not intending to lose this one, but that's what's at stake here tonight.
2nd and 15 now for Dallas. Novacek in motion. Aikman got time up the field, complete. The catch is made by Michael Irvin, and they've got the first down they needed.
Well, Troy Aikman hangs into the pocket so well. And you know, when you have a guy like Michael Irvin on one side and Harper on the other, it lets you hang in the pocket. I mean, they've done a wonderful job. Norv Turner, the offensive coordinator, just done a spectacular job of passing it around. Harper to Irvin to Johnston. Hasn't featured Novacek much, but the other guys have really been a factor.
The go-to guy, Michael Irvin, comes up with a grab. First down at the 34. Emmett Smith in the backfield. Emmett trying to find someplace to go and gets to the 35 for a gain of a yard. He's swallowed up that time. Okay, the Cardinal defense showing a lot of enthusiasm. This guy Rucker up and cheering. All 360 pounds of them. The young guns are fired up right now.
There's absolutely no place for Emmett Smith to go. I mean, they call it their big nickel because they have some big bodies in there. It's Swan at 295 and Rucker at 360. They got some big guys inside.
Gain of a yard, 2nd and 9 now from the 35. 17-10 Dallas. 8:58 left in the game. Novacek comes in motion. Emmett trying to get someplace to go. Got maybe a yard or 2 at the most. It's 3rd down. Jamming it up inside was Eric Swan again. Swan, who has really come on to be an outstanding pick for this team. They were criticized, the Cardinals were, when they picked him in the 1st round back in '91 with no collegiate background. He'll come out for this play. 6 tackles tonight for Eric Swan. There's the history of the Cardinals, or I should say the Cowboys. 1960, their first year in existence. 89, the year they won 1-15. Aikman back. He throws as he's hit, almost picked off. He was really nailed when he released the ball. He's getting up slowly. That was Steve Lofton on the deflection. It almost came up with the interception. 4th down, Dallas.
And one of the very few times they really gave Troy Aikman a tough time before he was ready to throw it. It was Mike Jones, number 75, who hit him. But again, another chance. Steve Lofton has a chance there to make a play. Doesn't quite, good defense, but you know, you turn the ball over and you get a run back and you're in field goal range already.
Aikman, who was knocked out by the Cardinals his rookie year on a blitz, took pretty good punishment that time. Jet to punt the ball. Taking it away from Johnny Bailey. Bailey's going to return this one at the 25 and gets a yard, and that's all. Good coverage again by the Cowboys. Flying down there for the Cowboys was Darren Smith, the rookie out of Miami. 38-yard punt, 1-yard return. The Cardinals with a football.
Crowd's into it now. Crowd's into it a little bit.
They're doing some business.
They're doing some business on the left side. Oh, Galley.
Look at this guy. Little popcorn out like a popcorn off of a battleship.
Yeah. Well, what's this guy's problem here?
He's your neighbor. What do you mean?
Wow. Give us a shot of this guy. Lonnie. Give us a shot of this guy when you get a chance.
That's the governor of Texas, isn't it?
Give us the shot of this guy.
Isn't that the governor of Texas?
So the guy with the hat here. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's my guy. Hey, this guy, no, you gotta wait for the red light, pal.
You can stay at my house tonight if you can't get out, okay?
Oh,
this
man.
overtime.
It takes all kinds. Huh?
You can't talk.
Look at this guy. I don't think realized the red light's not on yet. Save it, guys.
Jeez.
Wait a second.
Look at this guy trying to keep his hat on. All right. Fun at the old ballpark. It's Pat Haden's neighbor sitting down there.
He's wondering, what is the difference between a kit and a caboodle?
What is the difference?
I don't know. He knows, so let's ask him.
From the 26, the Cardinals down now 17-10. Start the drive. Delayed handoff to Bailey. Bailey for a couple of yards. Tried to sneak him up the middle, and that gives us an opportunity to tell you about tonight. Chuck Norris is kicking his way to justice. He takes on the mobsters of Hong Kong. Tonight, after the Holiday Inn Stadium show, it's Forced Vengeance on TNT.
I think that guy started, the guy with the hat and all. Yeah, he may have been in that movie.
Second down now, 8 yards to go.
Hey, this is a good ball game, and Steve Berline has hung in there tonight and given his team a chance to perhaps win this game.
Berline, people in his face, gets it to Clark anyway. And Gary Clark makes a diving catch at the 33, about 3 yards short of the first down. Third down coming up.
You know, Gary Clark has been a consistent receiver. I mean, he had to make an adjustment, limps back in the huddle, but this is a guy that's caught 50 passes in 8 consecutive seasons.
He's got to get out of there, Pat. He's really hurting right now. 5 catches for 44 yards tonight.
He had a bad groin coming into the game, and Joe Bugle says, you know, he really doesn't even practice, but he makes the plays on Sundays.
Or, in this case, Sunday night.
There you go.
Third down, a long 2 to go. Berline, and the catch, no, it was not made. That was Anthony Edwards, who had to come in Clark's absence, could not hang on.
And Berline wants to go for it, but he's not the head coach. And Joe Bugle, trailing by 7, is going to punt it away.
So Anthony Edwards is a special teams guy. Hadn't made a catch all year long. Had to come in, and I bet Clark is saying, I wish I'd stayed in there for one more snap. Instead, Camarillo to punt the football to Kevin Williams. 6:44 left in the game. Camarillo hits a beauty. Williams waiting. He'll make the fair catch at the 15. The Cowboys will start there as they have a 7-point lead with 6:37. And that last play, Berline would like to have it back on the third down attempt to Anthony Edwards. 17-10, Dallas.
I like it. I like it. I like Steve. You know, he's
yeah, he is. I tell you what,
competitiveness to
that was
this
a
team.
great thing down there at Derek Ware piece.
Yeah.
That was.
Hey, hello.
Uh-oh.
The Fruit of the Loom halftime report. Tape this for the Fruit of the Loom halftime report.
Uh-oh. This is a family show, guys. Remember this now. That's Rusty Chick there. He's the doctor.
Oh.
That's it. Heish, stand in front.
Yeah, he's.
Taz, how are you guys? Good to see you. He's okay. We'll let him. Not very many people, but we'll let him in.
Hey, oh, do we have room for Tom or not up here? Huh?
My
Jeez.
old boss at radio's in here. He wanted to hire you for radio.
In that case, welcome. Got a face made for radio.
All right. Over 3-2. 73-0-3-2. I was right.
90 no shows.
0-2-5. 0-2-5.
Yeah.
Now, what do we
like
do?
that.
Okay, you coming
The
out on
Cardinal.
this?
That's good. That's cute. You are doing a movie. You really are.
6:37 to go. The Cowboys with the ball to 15. Here's a young man, a future Cardinal. You can have the decal on the helmet, or you can put it on your head.
I prefer that model myself. Wow. It takes off. We've seen some unusual people here tonight.
From the 15-yard line, pitch back to Emmitt Smith. Smith bursts out of there. He's got the first down and then some at the 32.
Hey, take Nate Newton out to dinner, Emmett, because Nate Newton does a heck of a job of kicking out for him. There's big old Nate. Okay, he did a great job for the third time tonight of pulling, you know, again, he's 303 pounds, pulling on the, and get into the corner of the defense, kicking out that last defender and allowing the running back to come underneath him.
By the way, that's the longest run from the line of scrimmage for the Cowboys this year. Emmitt Smith taking it to the 31. First down. There's an end around reverse. Michael Irvin with the ball, and he's going to lose yardage. Good reaction by John Booty, one of the Fab Four that Pat was talking about, one of the 4 free agents they signed. And Booty, the former Philadelphia Eagle, read it well, and they'll lose yardage back to the 28-yard line.
This was a nicely set up play. They ran it earlier for a big play. Here comes old Nate Newton again, number 61 at you. But John Booty is one of the guys who's given this team an attitude, this defensive team an attitude. And he makes the play there. I mean, these are the kind of guys, they don't believe the refrigerator light goes out when you close the door. That's the
2nd and 13. Blitz is coming. They pick it up. The pass is completed somehow to the 35 to Harper. He hangs on. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6. But the blitz was picked up. Oldham was blitzing from the near side, and they picked it up.
Gary, that play really illustrates how Alvin Harper has really come on as a receiver. I mean, not only does he read the blitz, then he makes the slant and catches the ball in traffic. I mean, when he first came into the league, he was a deep receiver only. Now he can adjust, and now he can run any kind of route and make any kind of read.
Career high 136 yards tonight for Harper on 6 catches. Gainer in the backfield, 3rd down. On a 3rd and 6, Aikman in trouble, gets rid of the ball, and the completion to Gainer, and Gainer diving forward, and he may have the first down.
He does.
Gainer, they said he can pound you and he can also catch the ball, and he did both there, and he did get the first down for Dallas.
But who do you try to take away? I mean, you don't think about Derek Gainer. You take your chances with Gainer. You try to take away Irvin or Harper. The number 39 comes out of the backfield, in primarily as a blocker, but when he sees everything secure, he just kind of dumps out there and then bowls over 2 guys for the first down.
First down at the 43, so they fight their way back after that end around, lost yardage. Johnston in the backfield, and number 22 is there too, and here he is, Emmitt Smith. Smith runs through 1 tackle, then he's gang tackled short of the 45.
I think it was old Lorenzo Lynch. Lorenzo Lynch will hit you.
Yes, sir. He's their physical corners, they talk about him. And of course, Robert Massey, who is their best cover corner, has not signed with the Cardinals, and so Lynch has been the starter in that position.
When you're a zone team, you really want to have a big corner like Lorenzo Lynch to come up and make plays like that.
Timeout, Phoenix. 2nd down and 8 when we come back. We're going to stay right here then with 3:32 left as we look now at the Coors Light scoreboard. We mentioned the Giants winning their 3rd. 49ers with a victory. The Saints 14-3. Derek Brown with 121 yards. Steelers, after losing their first 2, picking up a win. Looks like Neil O'Donnell's elbow is okay now. How about the Browns? Chargers with his 18-17 win, and Carney now has had 2 games of 6 field goals. Seahawks with their first win of the year behind rookie Rick Meyer, and then next week all begins with a stadium show at 7:30. The Patriots and Jets.
Well, you know, Steve Berline played behind Aikman in Dallas for a number of years, and really now getting his first chance as an extended player and as a starter. I mean, although he's been around a while, he's not an experienced quarterback. But what you have to like about him, at least tonight, Gary, he hasn't quit. He hasn't given up. He's a tough guy, and I think we found out he's a leader of this team.
Yep, that's what he has, is tremendous leadership, and it's something the Cardinals have not had. They've gone through so many quarterbacks since Neil Lomax went down with injury. 2nd down and 8. Lassick in the backfield, Harper in motion, play action by Aikman. Johnston, the big fullback, and Johnson with yet another catch, and he's got a first down inside the 45, a 12-yard pickup.
The reason Johnston is catching the ball so much tonight and not Jay Novacek is you really have to take a choice, because Novacek and the fullback Johnston run combination routes. The Cardinals have decided to take away Novacek on those routes, but that has left Daryl Johnston wide open in the flat.
Dave Duerson comes in defensively for the Cardinals. They need a stop here with 3 minutes now left in the game, down by 7 points. 6 catches for Johnston, 49 yards. Lassick inside the 40 to the 37. Gain of 5, 2nd down, and the clock now stopped with 2:43 remaining in the ball game. As we're going to have another timeout called by the Cardinals. They'll have 1 remaining. Well, Pat, you look back at this game. You remember the drop by Derek Ware, the near interception by Lorenzo Lynch, and if you're going to beat the defending Super Bowl champions, you can't let those opportunities get away from you.
Yeah, and exactly a week ago they made those kind of plays. Now Lassick's going off with an injury. A week ago they made those plays against the Redskins. Tonight they really haven't, but they're still in the ball game.
Stay with us for the Holiday Inn Stadium Show. Bob Neal, Kevin Kiley, and special guest Anthony Munoz will bring you highlights, interviews, and news from around the NFL. As with 1 timeout remaining, the Cardinals down by 7, 2:43 left in this game. And Jimmy Johnson, after going 0-2, he was a lot more relaxed yesterday, knowing that Smith was signed. But he also, after really riding the team after losing the first game, everybody said he had kind of refocused and kind of backed off a little bit and seemed much more confident even after the second loss.
Well, yesterday he said, hey, we're going to be in the playoffs. I mean, there's just no matter of no doubt in his mind. We're going to be in the playoffs, he said.
This drive now, remember, started for the 15 at the 6:37 mark. Now with 2:43 left, they have it at the 37 of Phoenix. Not much going on that play for Emmitt Smith. And that will bring up a 3rd down. And again, the clock is stopped. Cardinals will be using their final timeout. 2:37 left. Give us an opportunity to thank our producer Peter Lasser, our director Lonnie Dale, our technical director Dennis Stone, Bob McGee, our technical manager, unit manager Stephanie Ray Bradley, Scott Cockrell, and Joe Vincius, the associate directors, graphics coordinator Mark Silverman and Ted Ballard, Shannon Mizell, our coordinator, and our spotter Tom Delnos from here in the Phoenix area, and Roger Riley, our statistician.
Tom Snacks Delnos, you mean?
I want to thank all our guys on the cameras and the tape people for a job well done here in the Valley of the Sun, as the Cardinals now somehow desperately need to get the football.
Yeah, this game is not over yet. I mean, it's still 2:37 right now. I mean, you know, Eddie Murray's career long field goal is 54 yards, which is right about where they are right now. But what the Cowboys are thinking about is that we have to extend this lead. With a 7-point lead, we need to get at least 1 more first down to give Eddie Murray a legitimate shot.
Well, Eddie Murray missed a 50-yarder, you might recall. Really didn't get it up very well. Last week they missed 2. Lynn Elliott then was cut. They brought in 8 kickers. Murray won the kicking derby, and he's warming up on the far sideline. 3rd down.
Yeah, the most important 3rd down right now for the Cardinals.
3rd and 3. Aikman with time. Novacek, did he get the first down?
Yep.
He got just enough. He was dragged out of bounds and had enough to get the first down on a 3rd and 3.
Gary, how many times have we seen receivers not run the correct yardage and get the first down on plays like this? Novacek knew exactly what he needed. It was only his 2nd catch of the evening, but it was for a big first down. I think the ball was, his feet may have been beyond the stakes, but I believe the ball was past the stakes.
Well, the clock is now going to wind down to the 2-minute warning. 17-10. Dallas with the lead. The Cardinals with no timeouts remaining, and a new series for Dallas. Got a lot of weapons, don't they?
Boy, they do.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. How about Harper?
No. How about Harper? Yeah.
Alvin Harper. Let's give it to Harper.
Absolutely. Show me that catch again here on my deal. You got to go back before this because he catches it. He catches it right there. That's a first down when he catches it. Then he gets pushed back. So it's a catch in a first.
Well, it ended up being an interesting game.
Yeah. If you want to come back with that or not?
Let's look at it because it was close. You take it.
All right. Coming right out with it. They called it on forward progress, right? That's where they marked it.
Both 6 catches are career high too, huh? Huh.
Okay, gotcha. I'll take it.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good.
By the way, I had that on my on camera while you were gone. Let's go back to that first down catch by Jay Novacek, number 84, right there in the middle of your screen. What happens was he caught the ball past the first down marker, and the official there, and he marked it forward progress. He's hit by Booty right there in the 29, I guess it is, or 31, excuse me. And that's where he marked it. Not where he dragged him out of bounds.
And so Dallas with the first down. The Cardinals cannot stop the clock. No timeouts remaining. The line of scrimmage just inside the 32. They've killed 4:37 in this drive. And going to a knee will be Aikman as the Cardinals frustrated again. 2 years ago, they were 2-1 and Dallas came in here. They lost that game 17-9. And here we are 2 years later, very similar score, 17-10. But it looked like the game was going to get completely away from Phoenix, trailing 17-0. But give Steve Berline a lot of credit with his leadership. Brought him back, and they had a crack at it late in this fourth quarter.
And they had a chance to make a few plays. You know, Lorenzo Lynch had a chance on the interception. It's a better football team, but they're not ready to take the Cowboys yet.
Joe Bugle again needs to win 9 games this year to keep his job, and his team now will go to 1-2, as will Dallas. And of course, what really catches your attention, the Eagles and Giants 3-0 after 3 weeks in the NFL.
Yeah, you know, thinking about the NFC East, you know, a lot of people thought it was going to be down. It was going to be a little bit soft this year, but it's not. I mean, the Giants are a much better team with Dan Reeves there now. The Eagles are off to a great start, and Randall Cunningham was phenomenal today in the 2-minute drive when he threw a touchdown pass with 4 seconds left to win. And
360 yards today, 3 touchdown catches by Calvin Williams. You know, Pat, you look at the Cardinals. Here they have another sellout, the 4th they've ever had. A record crowd announced today of 73,025, and they have lost a game. You wonder how the Valley of the Sun will respond. Will they say, same old again? We got here and couldn't get it done. You wonder.
Well, we started the broadcast. Gary Clark said, you know, we have to prove that we're a good team.
Well,
we were able to get it done tonight.
They were a team that gave the Cowboys some problems, but they didn't beat them. And what is that old story? You still enjoy winning. Don't tell me about all the character building situations. So Jimmy Johnson's team has won their first of the year. 17-10 Dallas. We'll be back with some final thoughts here from Sun Devil Stadium. Emmitt Smith with his debut in the '93 season. He's off. Just a second.
Yeah, what do you want?
He's already at the airport.
Thank you, pal. Thanks, pal.
All right.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. What do you want to do here? Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah. Do you have Emmett? Stats? Give me Emmett's. We'll get it here. Roger will get it. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, I'll just call and pick back out here. I'll probably be back next week. Okay. You don't mind me talking?
Yes, sir. Okay. Okay. Whatever. Emmitt Smith, after a 63-day holdout, makes his debut. He carries the ball 8 times for 45 yards and 1 catch for 3 yards. But our Cadillac player of the game is Alvin Harper. Harper with career highs of both catches and yards. 6 catches for 136 yards. And so the Cowboys have won their first game of the year. They have a week off to get ready for Green Bay. And the Cardinals, with a missed opportunity here before a sellout record crowd of 73,025, go also to 1-2. 17-10 the final. Dallas over Phoenix. For Pat Haden, I'm Gary Bender. So long, everybody.